Real time with an advisor
That's
from
that
Senior
look.
Health.
It's too much light or not enough light?
MyMedicareUniversity.com.
Turn the light down just a little bit
webinar
above.
or call
I think it looks good.
240-8595 for
That's all right.
consultation. I can tell you thousands
good.
of WJR seniors have benefited from our
I might have to turn it up a
experts
little.
at Senior Health Medicare. And I am so confident this webinar will guide you through the confusing Medicare maze that confronts all of us. Annual election period is here, so do not wait. Get informed and receive your local guidance today. Visit MyMedicareUniversity.com to view our free webinar anytime or call 248-230-8595. Senior Health Medicare.
Good morning, everyone.
Trusted local experts.
I'm Dick Hefner, WJR News. And now, Paul W. Smith.
From the Parade Company studio, where parade magic is made, this is the Paul W. Smith Show on News Talk 760 WJR. It's the Parade Company Pancake Breakfast, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. As Detroit prepares for America's Thanksgiving Parade, presented by Art Van. Now, here's Paul W. Smith.
Did you hear that?
I believe that is last year's
Earth to studio.
That is not the right open.
That is not the right open, my friends. I sure hope they cut a proper one, for goodness sakes. Of course, it is. Oh boy, I don't even know where to begin. Well, first of all, it's Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. It's not America's Thanksgiving Parade. Today, it's the Pancake Breakfast, which is brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Network. Where else do we go with this thing, Annie Banani? I'll let you handle all those duties behind the scenes.
I'm on it.
Okay. It's Friday! Whee!
Yay!
Oh, boy. You can say that again.
Yay!
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. It's Friday, November 6th, the 311th day of 2020. There are 55 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And what a day it is. And thank goodness for Dick Hefner pointing things out that why even the national media, oh, what a surprise. Even the national media is fighting the president's, legal right to challenge votes in places even where it's very, very much so a legal challenge because of the numbers. But let them all figure all that out. If the president would have listened to us, he wouldn't be in this position right now. But he is. And it's pretty clear that the next president will be Kamala Harris. All right.
That would be wonderful.
Here we go. Yes, indeed.
That'd be great.
It's shocking that you feel that way.
Yay.
The team,
a lot of people feel that way.
God, I hope not. But anyway, the team is here. Dick Hefner just finished the news, doesn't want to be dragged into this conversation, but too bad. Nice to have you here, Dick. Thanks for presenting the news and blowing the whistle on the what used to be whistle.
I'm not blowing any whistles. I'm just presenting facts.
Right. And the fact is, as you put it,
I have no opinions.
The mainstream media has now also attacked the president. But of course, they have attacked the president since this whole election began. Well, what am I saying? They attacked him from the moment he showed up on, everyone says it so many times now, you can say it, when he showed up on the escalator there at Trump Tower, which, by the way, I've been on a number of times. What a beautiful building. Be that as it may, Dick is here doing what he does best. And, of course, you know that Dana Clark, I wonder why the names are gone. The names usually are up here with everybody, but it says nothing here but Dana Clark with, I don't know, is that a head? There we go. Thank you.
Yes.
It's been a heck of a beginning so far. I'm going back to bed. Dana, what do you have on your? Is that a black?
Oh, it's a headband.
Okay,
yes.
Good. I could not tell. And Dana's here with her news, traffic, weather, and opinion. And no movies today because we did that yesterday. Mm-hmm. And, man, we're just here to have fun here at the virtual 2020 Pancake Breakfast from the Parade Company, brought to you by Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Network of Michigan. And, of course, Brian Morton is back in the booth, pulling whatever hair he has out of his head. He will get rid of immediately. And, of course, Kim is in the southernmost portion of Michigan, and Ann Thomas is right there. Although we have a little less view of the grandfather clock today, you should know she is running the show by the clock. There's the whole deal. And did you make that happen, Ann?
No. Curtis took care of me.
Curtis is on the job. We made Curtis get up early because we will be on line on our social media platforms as well as 760 on the AM dial all morning long. So we're glad to be together here at 5:43 and to bring you some little business we've got to take care of right here, right now.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, and Miss Dana Clark.
Unfortunately, we are starting off with a closure this morning. An accident has Greenfield closed between McNichols and Outer Drive. Crews are investigating, so avoid that area. You can take Hubble or Schaefer instead. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Guernsey Farms Dairy. Guernsey's newly remodeled restaurant is now open for carryout. Their dining room is open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Enjoy great food, drinks, and laughs, and visit their ice cream parlor and store for Guernsey's award-winning ice cream, milk, and lemonade. For more info, visit GuernseyFarmsDairy.com.
Continue to push the clear sky around and the mild weather. Boy, what a mild weekend we've got coming up. Lots of clear sky this morning and just a few clouds around with sunshine throughout the day with a high of 71. Tonight, some clouds, low 46. Tomorrow, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunday, sunny with a high near 70. From a Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Staging on News Talk 760 WJR.
Rush Limbaugh with us Monday through Friday from noon to 3. Hopefully he'll be up and at 'em this Friday, the 6th day of November. But I know for sure he's here first thing in the morning. Rush?
Before the election, a drive-by media hyped the blue wave. It was about to sweep America. The Republican Senate was going to fall as well-funded Democrats knocked off Susan Collins, Lindsey Graham, Joni Ernst, and others. The Democrats were going to drive deep into the Republican heartland. They were going to pack the House of Representatives with so many new Democrats that Republicans might as well not even bother showing up in January. Well, something went horribly wrong. In Florida, 2 first-term Democrat House members lost their seats, including the Clinton hack Donna Shalala. Republican women won at least 5 House seats. Votes are still being counted. Not a single Republican incumbent was picked off by Democrats. Now, in the Senate, story isn't over, but despite never being up in a single poll, Susan Collins was easily reelected. Lindsey Graham, badly outspent, won his seat. Joni Ernst won hers. And in Alabama, Republicans picked up a Senate seat with Tommy Tuberville. So the polls were wrong again. And the worst polls were those put out by media outlets. The pundits were wrong again. More African American and Hispanics voted Republican than in 60 years. More Republican women were elected. So there wasn't a blue wave. There was never going to be a blue wave. The truth is, you can't count on the media for the truth about anything anymore.
Rush Limbaugh, noon to 3 today, right here on WJR.
Okay, Dubster.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm happy to report that Brian has located the correct opens. And he apologizes for that. He had the wrong ones in the system. So that problem is fixed.
I'm glad he got that out of his system.
Should he play it again?
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he'll play the right one from now on. But because after 5:47, which is less than a minute away, we'll all forget that happened.
Okay.
It's going to be a secret between us and Paul's pals, the people who are tuned in now, hearing me talk about it, who are on our social media page. Hello to the gang. Nice to have you all here.
Thanks for getting up early with us.
Yeah, getting up early, and God bless you for that. because, well, it is early.
And this group, Paul, this group that's here right now, they're up every single day with us.
They are indeed.
They start the show with us, all of them.
This is the inaugural group of the early risers and watchers. And let me tell you something. We really appreciate it and pay close attention to this. Oh, I'm just paying close attention that I left my bottle of water somewhere.
I thought you were going to say bottle of wine.
Bottle of wine. Oh, I still have that right here behind me. The bread and butter that was $14, but it had a $2 off little hang tag from Fresh Farms.
And you haven't even gotten into it yet.
Well, I was very close to at the start of the show. I almost opened it without a
Take a little swig.
I almost opened it without a corkscrew and would have swigged it down. Here's now Dick might have the answer to this because he pays attention to all these sorts of things. But November 6th, 1860, the former Illinois Congressman Abraham Lincoln of the Republican Party was elected President of the United States on this day. I could not name who he defeated, and he defeated 3 guys. One of them I might have been able to come up with. It's highly unlikely. Can anyone come up with anyone that Abraham Lincoln defeated in the 1860? I'll tell you. He defeated John Breckinridge, John Bell, and Stephen Douglas. The names you never really hear too much about.
The only one I recognize is Douglas.
Stephen Douglas is what I recognize. In 1854, and I am honor bound to say this because I happen to be the recipient of an award in his name when I was at Monroe Catholic Central High School, Monroe, Michigan, now called St. Mary's Catholic Central because now it's not an all-boys school, it's co-ed. In 1854, what they call America's March King, John Philip Sousa, was born in Washington, D.C. As a recipient, you have to point that out wherever you are at any time.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, going back for seconds, here's Paul.
Well, that's a customized promo going back for seconds. Come on. And you know that's true. On this day in history, in 1984, on this day, so it took from the November 3rd to November 6th, President Ronald Reagan won re-election by a landslide over former Vice President Walter Mondale, the Democrat challenger. We don't have any such announcements. We have, the Detroit News, Trump assails vote count as margins close. The line that the national media is using each time is, without proof, President alleges cheating as race remains too early to call. I have never heard them say that about any Democrat allegation about anything. And all of a sudden, if you notice on all the mainstream media, every one of them are using, well, without proof, this is happening, or without proof, the president said this, or without proof. I've never heard a journalist say that before when people were making even wildly unfounded allegations. USA Today, fight to finish, and New York Times, gee, I wonder which way they're leaning. Biden adds to advantage in key states and urges patience with vote count. I will say this, they are directing him properly to stand up and let's all stay calm. It'll be just a few more days before they find out for sure that I've won, because they'll find all the ballots they need. So then we will hopefully move on and the world will be a better place. I think it's going to be fascinating. I'm excited to watch, to see what the new Biden-Harris world looks like. I think it's going to be great. I think it's going to be great to watch. And we hope the market cooperates and your 401k and all your other things work out just well, the way you always hope they would.
So far, the market certainly is
very excited. Oh yeah, the market's loving the turmoil and the fact that there will be a separation because there'll be a Democrat president and a Republican Senate, and then they'll fight, and the market will be gleeful, and hopefully, unlike usual, things will actually get done. It's unlikely, but
for you this morning.
Yes, ma'am.
If you were President Trump's press secretary and he wanted to go out last night and say that, what would you have advised him to do?
I don't know. I wouldn't have advised. I had so many things that would have helped him along the way, and he wasn't listening to anybody. So I don't know. I'd say to him, hey, knock yourself out.
If he listened, though, if he was the type of person that listened to that kind of advice, I would have said no. Just let the system work itself out, and don't go out and say anything at all. Because when you're the president of the United States, you need to be very careful what you say. And I know a lot of Republicans came out last night, Mitch McConnell, and said, we're going to let this process play itself out.
Right. Well, the president is not capable.
There's some concern here about some of those comments last night, whether you're Republican or a Democrat.
Do you have any specifics that you...
I think that they were concerned about some of the allegations that he was leveling. I think that a lot of Republicans, at least from what I was watching last night on a variety of different channels, both channels leaning Republican and channels leaning Democrat, there was a lot of concern last night about some of the comments that they would have been better left unsaid, just to try to keep things calm.
Of course, this is a president who never quite understood about things that were better left unsaid. And then we're led to believe that that's what people who supported him liked. Well, that's not exactly what they liked. They liked the guy who said, this is what I'm going to do. And then he would actually, after the election, try to do it. That's that promises made, promises kept thing. I don't think anyone wanted him to act like an idiot or a jerk or an unfeeling guy. I don't think anyone necessarily wanted that, but who knows? There's a lot of confusion as to what people want. And look, this is a race that we were told was going to be a blowout, the blue wave, and it's going to be embarrassing. There's no other way to look at it, but this was an incredibly close race, which unfortunately indicates how many people there are that are divided. We are a divided country, and it's going to be a fascinating period of time in our history to see if we can all bury our differences and try to, in the hopes that we have a united country. Doesn't mean we all have to agree with everything, but we have to agree that the system that we have does work. And
I think because of so much division, everyone has to be careful, both candidates and the press, the media. Everybody has to be very cautious in what they say right now, because it does influence how people think and act. And so I think it's not right, it's wrong to say inflammatory things at this time. It's a dangerous time. I agree with you 100%.
Look, I've supported the president, but is there anyone who ever thought for a second that he cared about something like that? That's sad to say, and even selfish to think that he would not be concerned about what he says and what it matters. But this is not a man who's shown, I don't know why, it'll just get me in trouble. I guess I was going to write a column and decided not to. He's not a stupid man, but he is not very well versed on certain things that we all take for granted in our interaction with other people. If most of us reacted in the ways that he did along the way, we would be thought of as a pushy, boorish, egotistical, narcissistic person. And I'm afraid that kind of behavior, in a sense, was rewarded and should not have been ever. It's not what anyone wants. And if they do, then they're just not in the same world that we are in or that I'm in. It's not what you want.
I just think we have a responsibility in the media to call for calm, responsible, accurate language, because this is
well, we should have done that along the entire election, or frankly, along the entire time that he was president. So I understand what you're saying, and I appreciate it. I kind of wish that would have taken place throughout the election, and don't make me find time after time after time where the mainstream media was absolutely the fire-breathing dragon as opposed to the president. But he had no idea how to deal with that and played right into it. And as we've discussed a number of times, he would do something that was really positive or good, and then he would say something that was stupid that the media could jump onto and ignore the good, positive things that he did. That wasn't the media's job either, but that's what they decided it was. I'll be just really glad when this is over, which is why I'm going to take some time off after today, because I'm not up to here with this. I am way over there.
I think everybody's with you.
Yeah, it is. As each day goes on, it's just more wearing, and I'm wearier and wearier with what's going on here, and we can't fix it by any stretch. I understand we can watch our rhetoric, but I'm out of rhetoric. I'm out of words to discuss this at this point. It is 5:58 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
That's a good one, Patrick Mendes. So can we call the Lions a win at the end of the third quarter? Absolutely. It may be the only way we are able to, and reliably so. Why not right after the first quarter, since they always score first anyway? I mean, let's just change the rules. Let's be done with it. 5:59, our WJR Traffic and Weather first. Dana Clark.
Well, some good news. Earlier accident investigation is now clear. Greenfield at McNichols and Outer Drive. It was a shutdown there, but it has since reopened. Upcoming construction this weekend along 75, both directions, northbound and southbound between 8 Mile and 696. 11 p.m. All lanes will shut down until 5 a.m. on Monday. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel. Oh, this is the pick weekend. It's going to be glorious. Lots of sunshine today, a high of 69. Tonight, a few clouds, your low 48. Sunshine on Saturday and 68. And then some once again in 69 on Sunday. Get out, enjoy the weather this weekend. Clear skies, 48 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
Well, I'm happy that we can turn to what today is all about, the celebration of Thanksgiving.
Isn't this great?
Literally turning the page on everything. And
total change of pace.
Yeah. And I understand people being upset on both sides. I certainly understand that, appreciate that. Yes, I agree that we have to have a good, fair, clean election, which this isn't making us feel like we've done that very well. And as I said in the beginning, if there are places where the numbers are such that he by rule can have a recount, I don't understand why that's a big deal. He should go ahead and have the recount, and hopefully they will stand by, and when they get the recount and are sure that there have been all the rules followed, that people are able to view it. Why people have been blocked, I don't know. It certainly, you'd have to agree, and it makes people feel like something nefarious is going on.
Hang on 1 second. I think I have a parade guest calling. You keep talking. I'm listening.
Okay. I'll talk amongst myself. You know, we didn't talk about that. The fact that if we're going to leave this on the whole time, there's times I have to get up and do other things too. We don't want to leave you folks that are staying with us. But we will continue to cover the story, obviously. It's unavoidable. And we, too, want to make sure that it's as fair as can be. But it is frustrating to have had all this information ahead of time and to talk about it, and to have the president's people being so unaware, as we called attention to the fact that the Republicans were getting smoked on this whole early voting situation, where if the president had made his big tour with all these places he went to in the last 2 days of the election, if he had been reading the tea leaves properly, actually they were bigger than tea leaves, he would have been doing this long before the end of the voting, realizing that people were already voting. At the time he was doing all this stuff, 100 million people had already voted. So I'm going to put that aside, and I see the smiling face. Tony Michaels, who is the parade company, the parade company. I called you the Wizard of Oz from the fireworks, and you are that and more. And congratulations on this fabulous. I don't know how many we've done now, but the 2020 Pancake Breakfast from the parade company, presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Network. Tony, good morning.
Well, good morning. It is just an honor to be here and to do this. We have such a wonderful group of people, Paul, and we can't thank you guys, WJR, enough. This is a great morning, and yeah, it's different, but it's still it's going to be a great morning.
Oh, it's going to be a great morning because so many of the people are going to be with us that are with us generally at the Pancake Breakfast. Only actually this time people will be able to hear them and see them if they'd like, and enjoy this the fun of everything we're leading to. And congratulations in advance for doing a great job of making sure that we do have the America's Thanksgiving Parade brought to you by Gardner White. So that's very exciting too. I know you've been in touch with the parade that gets a lot of attention on the East Coast because it's New York and the Macy's parade and all of that. But you've been in touch with them, and in fact, they've been learning a thing or two from you on how to do the parade.
Yeah, we've really shared information. It's been going on for probably 3 months now, and it's incredible, but we both had the same idea: to bubble a small area of downtown, record a bunch of parts like we're recording the bands and so on, and they really mirror each other in what we're doing. So we're excited about that, and I can tell you that this will be so safe and so good, and people can turn on their television that morning and watch this tradition that really means the world to everybody. It really does. And just stay home, everyone. Just be our teammate and let us do this. Let us do this for everybody. And
stay home is right. And it's important to note that you will not be able to better your position at the parade this year. And it's not a question of, oh, good, I'll be able to go down and get all those positions I couldn't get before. But no, you can't. They aren't there. They won't exist. You're doing it with magic.
They're really not there. There are just stay home. There's nowhere to watch. There really isn't. It's so condensed, but still the 2-hour parade. And WDIV, Paul, I have to tell you, Marla's team.
Marla's a great person.
Amazing, just amazing how this is all coming together. It really is. And our team at the parade company, people are just so all in to make this right.
For free. That's right.
We know
at ZipRecruiter.com/free.
I'm sharing the station back here. So we'll be coming back soon. But what time do they tune in to Channel 4 on Thanksgiving morning?
WDIV, 6 a.m. Watch it right on through. The parade starts at 10 and goes right till noon with the great opening and all the great things that we bring to the broadcast.
760 WJR. As Paul brings you the Parade Company's 2020 Virtual Pancake Breakfast. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now with your hot stack and a side of syrup, here's Paul.
Good Friday morning to you. It's the 6th of November, the 311th day of 2020. There are 55 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift, and this one's a special one because it's our annual Pancake Breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Network of Michigan, in advance of what we've got going on here with the America's Thanksgiving Parade, brought to you by Gardner White, and so many other great things into the spirit of the season. And boy, do we all need a little Thanksgiving now. I think that we'll all agree. Tony Michaels is with us and will be all morning long as the Wizard of Oz from the parade company, the fireworks presented by Ford Motor Company. And a lot of the people, the movers and shakers that are joining us, including we've got Tom Schaefer here. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning.
Tom is the CEO of TCF National Bank and Vice Chairman of TCF Corporation. Chris Collins is here. Christopher, the President and Artistic Director, Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, who presented me with a Cool Guy Award that's still on my Instagram, Paul W. Smithsta. I cherish that, and I appreciate it. And you've just had a great, all year round. There's the Detroit Jazz and Detroit Jazz Festival. You've got it going on. Chris, nice to see you.
Nice to see you, gentlemen. Thank you.
Now, tell us, Tom, about your Transformers balloon that TCF is underwritten.
Hey, Paul W. So TCF is delighted to be associated with the parade. Good morning, Tony.
Morning.
Everybody associated does a wonderful job. It's such a great tradition for our region. And last year I was down there when our team members were pulling the balloon down Woodward, and they were having such a wonderful time. And as you said, we sure could use a Thanksgiving moment right now as a country and as a community.
Absolutely, which is why I further salute all you folks that are supporting this breakfast this morning. And by the way, this is the best no-fat, no-calorie way to eat pancakes ever. And so we're happy to do that. And with the Detroit Jazz Festival float, it was, again, the festival, everything was virtual this year, those things that actually happened. But I know that if they happened, people had to work hard to make them happen. And your virtual jazz festival went very well.
Yes, it was incredible. A great team at the Detroit Jazz Fest Foundation. Incredible sponsors that dug their heels in with us, including our presenting sponsor, Rocket Mortgage. And we went to one of the only jazz festivals to survive in the world, thanks to our Angel of Jazz, our no admission format, and the fact that we've invested a lot in infrastructure of streaming with our Detroit Jazz Fest live app. So we ended up doing 40 hours of live jazz programming over 4 days. And I'm happy to report the metrics show we reached nearly 1 million people globally, 32 countries all around the world. It was just as good as it could be, a real achievement for all the craftsmen and amazing artists in Detroit.
That angel being Gretchen Valade, and God bless her, that makes it possible to have this one of the world's finest, if not the world's finest, jazz festivals, and absolutely free to all of us. So that's a very, very big deal. Tom, for you, you know, we had the TCF Center for counting ballots and all of that. And, you know, in the beginning, when people asked if they could do that, and you thought, well, that's not a bad way to be associated with what is important. And I'm here to tell you that no matter what, it's still a very good thing that TCF Center was kind enough to do. And however all this turns out, we appreciate what you've done in the naming rights there and putting it all together and continuing to carry on as a fabulous bank and a fabulous member of the community.
Yeah, thanks, Paul W. We spent a lot of time when we made the decision to get naming rights for TCF Center. We didn't expect to see it on national news for this purpose, but we still are really pleased to be their sponsor, and they're doing a great job. So we'll get through this.
In life, sometimes you get more than you bargained for.
That's right.
You can either hide and never be seen, or you can be out there helping, and occasionally you see yourself and go, oh boy. But this isn't TCF Center's problem in any way, shape, or form.
No, I think, you try to make very kind of centered decisions. We're glad to be associated with it. The other things that we're doing in the community are important. And, if you start with the right intentions and, your team members really kind of think through, you got to make decisions and go on. And, we like our name being on national TV. Let's find another reason next time.
Absolutely. And things are well at TCF National Bank. Everything's good. I mean, as good as can be expected in the pandemic times.
Yeah, I think that all of us are going through a moment that we really didn't plan for. for. But we're protecting our team members. We're doing everything we can to protect our customers. We're making investments. We just announced recently a $1 billion loan fund for minority and women-owned businesses. I think that's a topic that is critically important to the growth of Detroit and our marketplaces. And we're working every way we can to help all of our customers and communities get through this and get to the other side.
And Chris, no matter what, music is especially important in our lives. It's especially important at a time like this, that we can lose ourselves in some very good America's jazz, if you will.
Well, you're right, Paul W. As Tom said, it's all about community in the end. And as you know, as an honorary hip cat, that jazz is a very important part of the Detroit community and the global community. And when we put art and culture in as part of our lives, we enhance who we are, we enhance our thought processes, we communicate in new ways. And at this time, I don't think there's anything more important than that. So it was so essential for us to be able to present a live, safe, and free Detroit Jazz Festival this year, even in the wake of all this, in order to bring the beauty of jazz, the beauty of culture and communication and togetherness into our community, and then transmit that out to the world. And it's a very special thing we all work to do. And when it comes off, especially in challenging times, it's a testament to the creativity and craftsmanship of all that we have in Detroit. And it speaks very well to the global world of who we are and what we're capable of.
I just want to point out that honorary hip cat, which is on my Paul W. Smith's, my Instagram. I just want to note that the three of us who are not in jazz, who are just honorary hip cats, if we're lucky, we are not wearing ties, but the jazz man is buttoned up and with a tie on at 6:14 in the morning.
That's right.
Maybe we caught you before you went to bed, Christopher.
Yeah, I'm just back from the gig, to be honest with you, and a couple of cups of coffee. It was such an honor to be on this incredible tradition of the Pancake Breakfast. I said, I'm going to bring my finest. So here you go, guys.
Oh, God bless you. Well done, Christopher Collins, President, Artistic Director, Detroit Jazz Festival Foundation, and Mr. Tom Schaefer, who is the CEO of the TCF National Bank, Vice Chairman of TCF Corporation, always involved in our community, always underwriting opportunities and dreams for people, big and small. Tom Schaefer, we appreciate you for that.
Thanks so much. We're delighted to be here with you, Paul W. and Tony. Everything you're doing at the Parade Company, it's so important, and especially these moments of joy that we can get. And I'm just glad you're able to figure out how to present it this year so we can all enjoy it.
Well, we can't do this without you guys, and you're the beginning of this great lineup today, and we're just proud to be able to do this. Yeah, it's been different. It's been a logistical challenge, but you're going to be very, very proud that morning as we're broadcast 185 cities across America. It's going to be quite a show, and we can't do it without you guys and this whole lineup today. So thank you so much.
Tony Michaels, the Parade Company chairman, president, if you will, at 6:15 on WJR virtually and at 760 on the AM dial.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Let's check in, find out how we're doing with our WJR Traffic and Weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
We are doing great out on the roadways, Paul W. No reported accidents, no delays to kick off the Friday commute. Looking at construction starting 11 p.m. tonight, 75 both directions northbound and southbound between 8 Mile and 696. That will close until 5 a.m. on Monday. You can take Woodward instead. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel.
Clear sky greeting us this morning with just a few clouds around. I think a few clouds mixing with a mostly sunny sky as we get into the afternoon. Your story, the temperature staying mild or getting milder, 71. Overnight tonight, some clouds, 46 in town. Suburbs a little cooler. Saturday, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunshine Sunday with a high near 70. I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic from a Weather Channel on News Talk 760 WJR.
Celebrate the 38th Annual Strategic Staffing Solutions Turkey Trot virtually. This year's Great Thanksgiving Race Tradition is virtual and offers runners the 10K and 5K Strategic Staffing Solutions Turkey Trot and the Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan Mashed Potato Mile. All runners receive the official Collector's S3 Turkey Trot race shirt and medal. Be a part of this great tradition and one of the largest virtual races in Michigan. Register today at theparade.org/turkey trot. Proceeds benefit the Parade Company. Talking with Michelle Wildman from the MEDC. And Michelle, tell us a little bit about the MEDC.
The MEDC is the lead agency responsible for marketing.
I think we can keep the station up, Brian.
We're committed to investing in our communities to grow jobs and create vibrant places to live while aiming to provide equitable economic opportunity for all Michiganders.
Tell us about the Redevelopment Ready Communities program.
Well, the Redevelopment Ready Communities program is a set of best practices that communities can use for planning. RRC can act as a pipeline for the Michigan Main Street candidates by identifying communities that are poised for downtown place management best practices and could benefit from the additional support that the Michigan Main Street can provide. That formal recognition that a community has a vision for the future and the fundamental practices are in place that make it right for future development.
Michelle, what kind of support can the MEDC give to local communities to support their vision of a reality?
One of the exciting programs that we have is called the Public Spaces for Community Places crowdfunding initiative to democratize public funding, making it accessible for everyone and encouraging members of each community to play a part in securing that funding to help improve their shared quality of life.
Learn more about the MEDC. Go to miplace.org and hear this entire interview with Michelle at wjr.com/MEDC.
Need an escape? Then gaze skyward and listen to the Wild Thing podcast as host Laura Krantz searches for extraterrestrial life.
Thousands of reports of UFOs. Secret UFO program Project Bluebird.
Gaze skyward for season 2 of Wild Thing.
As a pilot and a former Air Force officer, I can definitively say that this craft did not resemble any man-made object I'd ever seen.
Listen on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, going back for seconds, here's Paul.
Well, that's a promo made especially for me, going back for seconds. Tony, get that smile off your face. What am I talking about? Tony Michaels is with us. We're online at WJR.com or our WJR Facebook page, of course, here on 760 WJR as well. We're having this fabulous Parade Company's virtual pancake breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. This annual tradition is virtual, like everything else in our lives. It gives us a special opportunity to connect with the leaders in our region and state, and of course, supporters of the Parade Company. And we're all excited about the fact that Tony has been able to, with his great Parade Company team, save the parade. It's been canceled in a lot of places, but the big and best ones, like Macy's in New York and like America's Thanksgiving Parade, presented by Gardner White, is on. And it's going to be very special. WJR will have our special little pre-parade morning broadcast. WDIV is starting bright and early, and they'll have it on television. And it's the only way that you can watch it and enjoy it, and you will. I see our friends Tanya Allen and Dr. Emroy Wilson standing by. And I will say, Dr. Wilson, your hair is like the hair that I would have loved to have had one day. I was ready for the hair to turn white because it did when I was probably 30 or 40, I don't know, a long time ago. But you have so much hair there could be things living in there comfortably. I mean, that's a thick mane of hair. How come it only shows up like this on camera, I'm wondering? Good to see you, Doctor.
It's more than on camera. I'm looking for the Einstein look.
Well, it's working. It's working very well.
It's a new look. It's a new look, Paul.
It's a great look. And Tanya, you're always so beautiful in person and on camera. It's certainly good to see. You know, you never know what someone's going to look like on camera because we do look a little different when we get in front of a camera. This is so it's a new experience here. But Tanya Allen is president and CEO of the Skillman Foundation. You have a new float in the parade.
We do. We do. This is our 29th year of having a new float. And the theme this year is Detroit Genius, which is in alignment with the foundation's 60th anniversary. So we kicked off a year of celebrating young people in their genius. And the float has always been an example of that. And this will be the 29th year of it. We're so excited about it.
Excellent news. You've got good news over there at Wayne State University, Mr. President, Dr. Emroy Wilson. You've got a record freshman enrollment for the fall of 2021. That's certainly good news.
Yes, thank you very much for pointing that out. As you know, nationally, there's been an average drop of 16% in freshmen, and so we're very pleased. This is actually the largest freshman class in the 152-year history of Wayne State.
Wow.
Yeah, it's about a 5% increase over last year's freshman class. That was the second largest. So we're doing we're very fortunate.
Yeah, that's really good. Go ahead, Tanya. Yeah.
I was going to say it's more than fortunate. Dr. Wilson and his team have done an excellent job of making education possible for young people across the region and across the country. And so I don't want to make it seem like this was luck when I know the level of hard work that they put in every day.
Thank you. I should also point out, Paul W., that we're very proud of the fact that this freshman class had about over a 50% increase in African Americans from Detroit.
Over a 50% increase.
Yes.
What do you besides hard work and smart work? What else do you attribute that to?
I think it was our Heart of Detroit free tuition pledge. You know, if you live in Detroit or if you go to school in Detroit, you can come to Wayne State without any out-of-pocket expenses, tuition or fees, all paid for.
You know, I don't know if this is the guy or not. We had a guy who ran Monroe County Community College years and years ago named Ron Campbell, but he apparently is tuned in right now. If it's the same Ron Campbell, and I don't know. But he says, greetings to the oblong round table. Sounds like it could be him. But anyway, a fellow educator weighing in. And as far as weighing in, Tanya Allen, the Skillman Foundation weighs in on a lot of important things that would not be happening without your help.
Yeah, well, we try our very best. And right now, you know, we are in unprecedented and uncharted times. The COVID pandemic really has affected the way schools are operating and the way our children are learning. And quite honestly, I really believe that our children will be back. Almost every single one of them, you know, they will have lost significant parts of their education. And so we really have to lean in as a community right now. This is the time for us to really show our might. Detroit is such a collaborative and generous community. And this is the time for us to just step in and say, you know, we're going to do that extra work to make sure that all of our children are going to be caught up and supported and not just assume that eventually they'll figure it out. Because if you're in the first grade, that's that's a long time to try and figure it out if you have huge gaps. So we got to really focus there. And if you're in the 11th grade, we want to make sure you're ready to be able to that Heart of Detroit scholarship Dr. Wilson talked about. So we have to make sure that we're leaning in at every point of life for each of the children in our city and also in our region and state.
Paul, if I can interject.
I hope you will.
Tanya said they try their very best. They do their very best. I'm telling you what these two people do in this community is incredible. And Tanya, the Skillman Foundation, we love having you guys in Wayne State, but to watch what you guys do it's incredible, and it is all in for Detroit in the best way possible. And I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
Thank you, Tony.
Nice of you to say. Before we run out of time, quickly, how did the Wayne State University Mental Health Day go, October 30th?
It was great. You know, as you know, a lot of people are getting very stressed out, students particularly, but also faculty and staff. You know, this back-to-back Zoom meetings can be wearing. And so we decided to call, I think it was last Friday, Mental Health Day, and we encouraged students to not do classwork. We encouraged our faculty to allow the students some flexibility. not to have any Zoom or Microsoft Team classes, and just do some other things that people enjoy doing for their mental health. And we called most of our freshman class by phone. We had a list of 150 people or so, administrators, faculty, others, who personally took time to call these students by phone to see how they were doing. We had swag for them, Wednesday swag. We had a lot of little activities that were fun throughout the day so that they could feel connected. But I think it's really important to just kind of, take a step back and do some other things.
Well put and well thought out. And you're doing a great job, and we appreciate that. Dr. M. Roy Wilson, also known around the house as Dr. Einstein. I'm telling you, it's a very good look. I'd stick with it. If I had hair like that, I'd have hair like that. and with always beautiful hair, Tanya Allen, it's always a pleasure to have you virtually or any other way that we can. Please keep up the good work with the Skillman Foundation. Thanks for your support of everything good in Detroit, which of course includes America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White, and all the things that go on that the Parade Company and Tony Michaels works on all year round and presents to us some great entertainment that is so very important. But apparently, I would have to say, and I think people would agree, especially now, we need some of this entertainment to take us our minds off of what's going on in our world so much, to take us away for just a moment, just to enjoy with our families the things that we should be enjoying. So I salute all three of you and thank you so very much.
Thank you, guys. Can't do it without you. Cannot.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you. 628. Let's continue on WJR.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. Don't take chances with COVID-19 and your family's health. Use the Exergen Temporal Scanner to check temperatures before dinner and before you leave home. It takes an accurate reading in seconds and is the #1 thermometer recommended by hospitals, doctors, and nurses. Stay safe with Exergen.
Let's stay safe with our WJR traffic and weather first, and Miss Dana Clark.
We had an incident, Paul W. 94 westbound at Mount Elliott that is already clear. We have crews on the scene of Crooks, both directions northbound and southbound between West-South Boulevard and Auburn Road, reduced to just one lane. Crews complete gas main repairs. You can take Livernois instead. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend around here. Temps above normal and lots of sunshine. Sunny today, 69. Tonight, a few clouds. Saturday and Sunday, seeing mainly sunny skies both days. Temps hitting 68 on Saturday and 69 on Sunday. Clear skies, 48 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
WJR's Business Beat, weekday mornings at 7:11. Startup Nation's Jeff Sloan talks small business and entrepreneurs with Paul W. Smith. Brought to you by My Bank, Southeast Michigan's newest bank built for business and the busy people who run them. Visit them at mi.bank.
One of President Trump's supporters, the South Carolina Senator Lindsey Graham, says the White House will provide a presentation this weekend to other Republicans in the Senate detailing the Trump campaign's claims of voter fraud.
The allegations of wrongdoing are earth-shattering. It makes the Carter Page warrant application look on the up and up. So Senate Republicans are going to be briefed by the Trump campaign Saturday, and every Senate Republican and House Republican needs to get on television and tell this story.
None of the Trump legal challenges have gained traction in courts. A Michigan Court of Claims judge dismissed the lawsuit in Michigan. A judge in Georgia did the same thing. Both cited lack of evidence. Biden has pulled ahead of Trump in Georgia as the last absentee votes are being counted. If Biden wins the unofficial count in Georgia, that would put him over the top of the electoral votes. According to the Fox News estimates, Georgia has 16 electoral votes. Here's what Trump said about his accusations of fraud.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late.
Joe Biden is urging patience as he waits for the final tallies in Delaware.
Joe Biden is confident that he will hit 270. The campaign thinks his win will be sizable in Pennsylvania. They're also confident about Arizona and Nevada, but they consider Georgia a toss-up. And now these results are trickling in, and Joe Biden is urging the American people to let the process play out.
Democracy is sometimes messy. Sometimes requires a little patience as well.
And the campaign thinks that President Trump is seeing the same data, prompting President and his allies to aggressively litigate, which Team Biden sees as an effort to create a cloud of confusion and cast doubt on the legitimacy of the results.
That's reporter Jackie Heinrich. Supporters of President Trump are planning 2 more events outside the TCF Center. They say their poll challengers were denied access to watching the ballot counting. Michigan health officials report 5,710 new cases of COVID-19, and nationally in the state, the highest daily toll in the state and the nation since the pandemic began in March. The governor is calling once again for a mask law to be passed by Republicans who control the state legislature. An error by the clerk shows the local candidate who thought he lost actually won. The initial numbers showed Oakland County Commissioner Adam Kokendorfer lost the election to Melanie Hartman in Rochester Hills.
I went through
the pandemic began in March. The governor is calling once again for a mask law, saying he won. The local court to the county twice. That error caused the problem, and the error was discovered and corrected. A federal court judge has ordered the U.S. Food and Drug Administration to conduct an environmental assessment of genetically modified salmon that he said was required for the agency's approval of the fish. The judge did not vacate the FDA's approval of the salmon for human consumption in the meantime. He said the risk for near-term environmental harm is low. On Wall Street, the stock traders are taking some profits after a week of rallies and big gains on the stock market. The Dow futures are down 142. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W.
Imagine having to choose between paying rent and giving your children at Christmas. Every day, hundreds of families are having to make difficult decisions. You can help the Salvation Army of Metro Detroit rescue Christmas with a monthly $25 donation at salmish.org or by texting the keyword gift to 24365. That's salmish.org or text gift to 24365.
Our energy grid. It powers the present and fuels the future. That's why DTE is working every day, planning and building the grid of tomorrow, investing in infrastructure that's stronger and more resilient, advanced technology to make it smarter and more effective, so you can have reliable, affordable energy where you need it, when you need it. Learn more at dteenergy.com. DTE. There is nothing more beautiful than a tree. Unless, of course, it's fallen on your power lines. Fallen trees are responsible for nearly 70% of the time DTE customers are without power. So DTE is stepping up efforts to trim overgrown trees to keep you safe and the electric grid reliable. And it works. Where we've completed tree trimming, customers have had 60% fewer outages. Learn more at dteenergy.com/tree care. DTE.
Recently, WJR filmed a very informative webinar with me and my local expert friends at Senior Health Medicare. Guy Gordon here, and now is the time to learn and save when it comes to your Medicare needs. This webinar is a WJR must-see. All you need to do is visit mymedicareuniversity.com. As
Good morning, folks. Just wondering if we can do a quick mic check. Lynette, can you talk to me for just a second?
Good morning, everyone. Hello, good morning.
Good. And MT?
Friends at Senior Health Medicare. Guy Gordon here. Now is the time to learn and save when it comes to your Medicare.
Can you hear me?
Visit mymedicareuniversity.com.
Yes, can you talk for me? Just talk for me? Just wondering if we can do a quick mic check. Lynette, can you talk to me for just a second? I'm not sure if you're hearing me. Can you talk for me? Good. And MT?
Friends at Senior Health Medicare. Time to learn and save when it comes to your Medicare.
I hear so much background noise.
Yeah, they're not used to all of the noise that we've sadly gotten used to hearing in the background.
Welcome back to a
Very
virtual
distracting,
edition
isn't
of
it?
the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, going back for seconds, here's Paul.
I'm going to get tired of that real quick. If he keeps saying that, I'm going to gain weight while I'm doing the program here on this wonderful 2020 Pancake Breakfast morning presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Network of Michigan. Tony Michaels, the Parade Company president, CEO, is with us as we welcome people who make things happen in and around the Detroit area. Not just this Pancake Breakfast and America's Thanksgiving Parade for Detroit, presented by Gardner White, but for lots of good things that happen that you don't often hear about. And we're here to sing about those, to sing their praises, I guess. As we are online on our social media, and we just online saw Curtis Paul, who's the guy behind the scenes, pressing all the right buttons and making sure everything comes on the air, along with Brian Morton back in the Golden Tower, the Fisher Building. And we welcome a couple of new guests. Margaret Trimmer is here, Vice President, Strategic Partnerships for Delta Dental. Margaret, welcome. Yeah. And we just online saw Curtis Paul, who's just hearing a very long delay. And I'm not sure Margaret heard me just say hello, but I do see that her microphone is muted. So we'll get that going. And, of course, our old pal, Lynette Dowler, who's been with us a number of times, the president and chair of the DTE Energy Foundation and vice president.
There's so much background noise. I can barely hear that you're talking to me.
Curtis, we got to fix this because they're hearing me 15 seconds after I've said what I've said, and then I'm hearing me, and I'm moving on so that we can keep talking. President and chair. Look, I'm not moving my lips. Oh, look, it all stopped. So I think we've isolated the problem, and we'll get that fixed. But Lynette Dowler, as I was saying, president and chair of the DTE Energy Foundation, vice president, public affairs, DTE Energy. We so appreciate you. I have my own personal experience because you are one of our presenting sponsors. God bless you for the Paul W. Smith Golf Classic, now benefiting 55,000 children a year through the children's charities that we raise that money for. So God bless you, Lynette. You look fabulous. How are things?
Things are great. Thanks for having me this morning, Paul. Good morning, Tony.
Morning.
And thank you for the amazing work that you do with the Paul W. Smith Golf Outing every year, just serving our children in a great way.
Well, we're pleased. It's just one event, and you make it possible, along with our other sponsors, presenting sponsors especially. We thank them all. But you also are doing all kinds of great things, including with the Parade Company, which is what we're celebrating today.
Well, we love the Parade Company. We've partnered with the Parade Company since 1987. And it's just a great way to bring together our community, to unify our community, and to have fun and to celebrate. And the Thanksgiving Day Parade just ushers in the holiday season in such a beautiful way. And it's just an honor to be able to partner with the Parade Company.
Well, and Paul, we and Lynette, we love the relationship, and it's gone on forever, but we don't take it for granted. It's important to us, and thank you. You guys have just been amazing partners. And Paul, they do so many other things for us on the electrical side, helping us get through what we do. And just a fabulous partner, great people. Thank you.
Well, Lynette, you and all the men and women that you represent at DTE Energy, the foundation, and with public affairs at DTE Energy, I know that the people who work there and work with you are thrilled and are proud to work for DTE when they know that their company has a foundation that is so involved in our community and making great things happen.
Well, you know, we really feel like our foundation gives us the opportunity to show the heart of our company. And our employees, we had over 5,000 employees volunteer last year. They volunteer with the Parade Company, and it's always fun to go out and help build the floats and get them ready and participate in the parades. And it's just a great way to show the heart of the company. And we get involved all across the state, from Escanaba to Monroe, from Detroit to Traverse City. And it's just an honor to be able to do that.
We have Margaret back with us, Margaret Trimmer, Vice President, Strategic Partnerships for Delta Dental. And And I don't know if you could hear us while we were talking. We were singing the praises of Lynette personally and of also the DTE Energy Foundation. But we want to sing the praises of you, Margaret, and also strategic partnerships for Delta Dental, which you're very much a part of. But you're very much a part of the community personally, as well as representing Delta Dental. Tell us about it.
Well, Paul, we love and Southeastern Michigan is our biggest book of business, and we have customers are absolutely our partners. It's about family. It's about taking care of one another. This year, we took that to a whole new level, but giving back that much more. I mean, we're a generous company, but this year we saw our people hurting, we saw our customers in need, and we stepped up with another nearly $100 million to help those in basic distress with food and housing issues, as well as customers who, we're all hurting economically. The hit on our customers is no small thing. And so we gave premium holidays, and we just reduced rates and just kind of all of that for our team.
Well, good for you. And back on the the dental side, people were afraid to go, couldn't go to the dentist. Now they can go to the dentist, and they really should. Have you had a hard time convincing people to get back to their good oral health?
Well, I think initially people were nervous, but as soon as you walk back to the dental office, you understand that dentists actually are among the best at managing infection and keeping sanitized, secure environments. I've been to the dentist 3 times. A little bit of work built up over that shutdown, and I got to tell you, I feel more safe inside the dental office than in the grocery store.
Well, I've heard that from everybody in the medical community. I've interviewed doctors on the show who say that they feel much more comfortable in their hospital environment, in their work environment, than they do going to the grocery store. When you think about it, because medical facilities have always been very good about disinfecting and cleanliness and all of that. So we appreciate the work that you do, and Margaret, and the fact that Delta Dental is so involved. On my computer, Margaret has a portrait frozen in place that we'll always remember. I don't know if she can hear me or respond at this point, but you sure do learn a lot about what everybody must be going through with Zoom meetings. With all the Zoom meetings that are going on. But Tony, you get to work with all these people, or as they like to say, they all get to work with you.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm going to tell you a very quick little story when the pandemic hit. And I've received a ton of notes from the best sponsors in the world saying, we're not going anywhere. Keep rocking. We're behind you 1,000%. Don't worry. The first note was Margaret.
Oh, is that nice?
When it started, and it said, don't you worry about a thing. We're not going anywhere. We're behind you. And then they all just started coming in, and everyone. So thank you, guys. We can't do this without you. And our team is so darn good. We have the best partners in the world. And thank you. Really, it's huge in this city. This is the event. And can't do it without you.
Thank you, Lynette Dowler, President and Chair of the DTE Energy Foundation, Vice President, Public Affairs, DTE Energy. Thank you so much, Lynette, for all you do and the company does, and the people of DTE Energy that they do every day for our community. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Paul. Thanks for having me this morning. Looking forward to the parade.
And Margaret Trimmer, Vice President, Strategic Partnerships for Delta Dental. We appreciate Margaret, and we appreciate Delta Dental. As Tony Michaels stays with us from the Parade Company, it's our virtual pancake breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield and Blue Care Network of Michigan as we continue on WJR at 6:45.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. Fever is the leading sign of COVID-19. Use an accurate thermometer for twice daily checks. Protect your loved ones with the Exergen Temporal Scanner. It takes an accurate reading in seconds and is the only home thermometer recommended by hospitals, physicians, and clinics. Stay safe with Exergen.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather. First, we've got Miss Dana Clark.
We have an accident, Paul, W75 northbound after Dearborn Street. A wreck is blocking the left lane, seeing delays from at least Fort Street. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel.
Skies clear, lots of sunshine in today's forecast. Milder weather coming in after a very mild 64 yesterday. Sunshine with a few clouds today, high 71. Tonight, some clouds, mild 46. Suburbs will be just a little cooler. Kick off the weekend Saturday, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 70. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stajic on News Talk 760 WJR.
I'm just wondering, Brian, I don't see it on the private chat, but I'm thinking that this is generally where we take care of a little business, going to Automotive Views with Jason Stein, publisher of Automotive News, and presented by Yazaki. Yazaki, fully connected to vehicle electrification. I look forward to Fridays for a lot of reasons. One of them is because we get to hear from Jason Stein. Jason?
A little-known story crossed the newswire this week, and it's understandable if it went unnoticed during a wild election news cycle. It has.
Good morning, Kathy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Just wanted to do a quick mic check. Could you speak for me for just a minute?
Can you hear me? Hi, Tony.
Hi, Kath. How are you?
That sounds good. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Do we have Jasmine DeForest standing by?
As it wants to give investors more detail on its performance. And that's a win for the industry and the right move for the automaker. Transparency, especially during a pandemic, couldn't be more important.
Good morning.
GM spokeswoman said the automaker would continue to report sales quarterly. Without reporting sales on a monthly basis, industry observers are left in the dark for months on end, wondering about the true health of a brand or a model. Ford's decision is a lead others should consider following. With this week's Automotive View, I'm Jason Stein, publisher of Automotive News.
As the auto industry's reliance on internal combustion engines shifts to electric, electrification will be the foundation for any type of advanced mobility. And with more than 75 years of wire harness electrical and data solutions experience, Yazaki is your development partner for electric vehicles. Yazaki's customers have access to a comprehensive high-voltage products and systems portfolio, and the company's deep understanding of global automotive standards makes it the best choice to help drive and optimize your future vehicle's electrification systems and power distribution architecture. As a full-service supplier, Yazaki offers extensive additive manufacturing and rapid prototype capabilities. Its wide range of high-voltage research and testing resources helps customers integrate vehicle electrification, connectivity, and autonomy, fully connected to vehicle electrification. Learn more at yazaki-na.com.
Paul W. here. Thanksgiving is around the corner, but not everyone in Metro Detroit is celebrating. Thousands of children, seniors, and families will struggle to put food on the table. WJR and the Chilani Family Foundation have launched Hunger Free in the D, a 3-week matching gift campaign to support the Capuchin Soup Kitchen and Gleaners Community Food Bank to provide 500,000 meals to struggling families during the holidays.
Here's the Chilani Family Foundation's Tom Chilani.
The partnership between Capuchins and Gleaners is very strong. They help out a lot of people, and I felt it was good that Vicki and I and our foundation get behind the two of them. So over the last 5 years, the Chilani Family Foundation has been able to donate over $500,000, but we've been able to raise $500,000 close to $1.7 million. So that is what the power of WJR, Paul W. Smith, and our foundation has been able to do.
Join us to help out. Visit hungerfreeinthed.com or call 313-254-4788.
Hi, it's Ken and Chuck, laughing and learning every Saturday and Sunday morning right here on AM 760 WJR.
What's a homeowner to do if they need help the rest of the week, Chuck?
That's easy. TheInsideOutsideGuys.com.
Lawn and landscape help?
TheInsideOutsideGuys.com.
A mystery water leak?
TheInsideOutsideGuys.com for a list of our trusted team partners.
Or if you just need some advice 24/7, go to TheInsideOutsideGuys.com.
Housing information you can trust.
The Inside Outside Guys are brought to you in part by Granite Source of Michigan.
Thinking about upgrading that kitchen, bath, bar, or fireplace with new granite, marble, or quartz countertop? Well, thousands of Metro Detroiters are choosing Granite Source of Michigan.
Our kitchen is gorgeous because of our new countertops. From beginning to end, each step of the process has been handled professionally. Good job.
Granite Source of Michigan is the #1 provider.
Good morning, Jasmine.
Good morning.
We just wanted to make sure I had a mic check and that we can hear you. You sound great.
Good morning, everybody. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Jasmine.
It's Pancake Breakfast on
How are you?
Hi.
This morning, the W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, going back for seconds, here's Paul.
Well, I'll tell you, if I don't know if you guys can see the comment sections on your computer, probably not, but I'm looking at this and people are saying Tony's smile is infectious. I wish I had a smile like Tony's, but we've all noticed, any of us who have worked with Tony, he's always smiling. He's got this big smile on his face, and we could all use a smile these days. All of us, that's for sure. Happy to have with us Jasmine DeForest, Director, Community Sponsorships, Rocket Community Fund. Jasmine, nice to see you. Nice to have you back.
Nice to see you, Paul. Thank you.
We have Kathy Donovan, who I think I'm just meeting for the first time. I'm not positive, but Kathy Donovan is the CEO of Children's Hospital of Michigan. And yeah, it has to be our first time because you took over in the midst of the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken, Kathy. How are things? Are you liking it? I know you're from St. Louis, which is a wonderful place to be from. Are you liking your time here?
Yes, I love it. I can't say it was the smartest move of my career to up and move 800 miles in the middle of a pandemic, but it has been awesome. The Children's Hospital of Michigan is such a super special place, and I'm humbled every day to get to come here and work alongside the extremely special folks here at our hospital.
Well, it's a special hospital for sure, and a great system. And we're talking about kids, and so you're going to find, as this is your first America's Thanksgiving Day Parade presented by the good folks at Gardner White. It's our 94th, and of course Tony and I have been there for every one. It's our 94th America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White, and it's going to be televised only in the heart of downtown Detroit. No spectators allowed except on Channel 4, which is a great place to watch it from the comfort of your home. And we know that with Tony's passion, the parade company has an extraordinary passion bringing this tradition to our community in a different but meaningful way. And you two and all the people featured on the show today, Jasmine and Kathy, make it possible for this to happen. And we also very much appreciate that. Kathy, you have a float in this parade, and I don't mean to catch you off guard. Do you know the name of the float, what the theme is?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
Serve the Best is the name of our float, and it's named that because it models our mission. Tony and the parade company just did an incredible job making the Children's Hospital of Michigan come to life and really demonstrate what this hospital is all about. We are so excited to be part of this.
Well, good for you. You've stepped right in and enjoy it very much. It's going to be an enjoyable day for you. Different, like everything's been different since you've gotten here because of the pandemic. An old pro at this, Jasmine DeForest, as the Director of Community Sponsorships, the Rocket Community Fund. You know how much fun this is, and we know how much you guys help make this happen. It's got to make you feel good too, Jasmine.
Definitely. The parade is a family tradition. We are so happy to be a part of it this year, especially in the midst of the pandemic. It's such a strong family tradition in Detroit, and the energy is needed. The smiles are needed. People need to see Tony Michaels on TV in the morning smiling. And Kathy, I must say, your costume marchers are usually my favorite in the parade, outside of Rocket Community Funds and Rocket Mortgage, of course. But I for years, I've always loved the Children's Hospital's costume marchers. And so we are thrilled to be a part of it this year and to be a sponsor. Our float is Home for Your Dreams. And it has a ton of kids telling their story of what they would want their home for their dreams to look like. And it also represents Detroit neighborhoods, very well-known Detroit landmarks. And so it's all about Detroit kids and home ownership in Detroit. And so we are a proud sponsor.
And I will tell you, Paul, again, and I've said this to the other groups, excuse me, but we can't do it without these people. And Kathy, I just met you the other day on a Zoom. Great to meet you and thank you. And Jasmine worked for the parade company, Paul. She worked for the parade
I
company.
think I remember you telling me that before.
And
Yeah,
I used to use my intercom system, which was Jasmine.
Every day.
That explains why she has the Tony Michael smile. One of our folks, we're on WJR 760 AM. We're also on our WJR social media pages. And one of the folks said, I want to have the same pancakes Tony is having to get that kind of a smile. So, before we go, and we're going to run out of time, just real quickly, Children's Hospital of Michigan ranked as a best children's hospital by U.S. News and World Report. And that's important and a very big deal. And it's got to make you smile, Kathy, when you are in the hospital and you see these special patients, these children, and how they're being helped by the Children's Hospital of Michigan.
Yeah, it's incredible. We ranked in 6 subspecialties this year, which that means we give nationally ranked care. We're among the best in the nation right here in Detroit, taking care of our kids. As part of that, we just brought on a brand new CV surgeon. He's internationally ranked. We could not be more excited. The kids in Detroit deserve this care, and we are absolutely here to serve our community.
Well, welcome, and we look forward to working with you through all the great things that you guys can be a part of and will be. And Jasmine DeForest, we already know that Rocket Mortgage, the #1 mortgage company in the world, happily located right here in Detroit. And we appreciate, Jasmine DeForest, everything that you and all the men and women you represent do for Detroit.
Thank you, Paul.
Tony, we've got more guests.
Never says no to the parade company and helping us with everything along that stretch of Woodward, and we can't thank you enough.
Well, that's excellent news.
Tony.
It's 6:58 at WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
We've got it, our WJR Traffic and Weather. First, we've got Dana Clark.
Still watching that accident, 75 northbound after Dearborn Street. A wreck there blocks the left lane, seeing delays from at least 4th Street. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel. We've got a great weekend ahead. Get out, start to get those leaves up maybe, and take a nice long walk. Starting off today, clear skies, 48 degrees, lots of sunshine all weekend. A high of 69 today, 68 on Saturday, and 69 on Sunday. Once again, 48 degrees, clear skies. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
At Beaumont, we're always ready for change. So when our community needs us, we create change to serve you even better. One person on the front line of that change is Dr. Chris Wilson.
2020 has been challenging, but as physical therapists, we know we can't change the past, only build toward the future. So whether it's offering virtual appointments or online exercise videos, we adapt to get our patients the care they need safely.
At Beaumont, we know change is constant, but the only thing that won't change is our commitment to you.
I'm Joe Gannon. Do you know the best washer and dryer made today? What comes from China or Korea? And what was manufactured in the good old USA? You're going to find out when I return this weekend.
Giving tips and advice on home appliances and helping consumers for 36 years. Joe Gannon is the appliance doctor on the Home and Appliance Show. Weekend morning 6 to 8 on News Talk 760 WJR.
Dell Technologies just announced their Black Friday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting-edge tech for your business. There's no better time to upgrade your small business with the latest laptops and desktops with Intel Core processors, plus there's free shipping on everything. Yes, everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SB Black Friday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Federal agencies urge every family to have an emergency radio. During any disaster, electrical power may get cut. The emergency radio gives you the vital information you need. Newsmax wants you to have the Dynamo Emergency Radio. It doesn't need batteries and works in any emergency. It retails for $30, but get it today with the free offer. Call toll-free 877-NEWSMAX. That's 877-NEWSMAX. Or go online to gettheradio.com and get the emergency radio today.
WJR Detroit and WDVD HD2 Detroit. The great voice of the Great Lakes. 760 WJR, where Detroit comes to talk.
Overnight ballot counting in Georgia now gives Joe Biden a slim lead in that state. Here's reporter Mark Teichner in Atlanta.
Here in Georgia, they do not vote for Democrats for president, and they haven't in a long, long time, the last one being Bill Clinton in 1992. But it does appear possible that Joe Biden will have a shot at changing all of that. And if he does, that would be enough to make him the next president of the United States. However, President Donald Trump says he believes that this is not a legitimate count.
The 270 electoral vote threshold could be eclipsed if Georgia goes in the Biden column. President Trump continues his campaign's ongoing battle. He claims the ballot counting has been a fraud, and even polls leading up to the election day were fake and misleading.
These really phony polls, I have to call them phony polls, fake polls, were designed to keep our voters at home, create the illusion of momentum for Mr. Biden, and diminish Republicans' ability to raise funds. They were what's called suppression polls. Everyone knows that now. And it's never been used to the extent that it's been used on this last election.
The Trump campaign was denied their legal suits against the vote counting in Michigan and in Georgia, but earned a small win in Pennsylvania, where a state judge ruled that poll watchers could observe the ballot counting process 6 feet away instead of the original 25 feet. Joe Biden says,
Senator and I, we continue to feel very good about where things stand. We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners. So I ask everyone to stay calm, all the people to stay calm. The process is working.
There'll be more protests outside the TCF Center today. Supporters of President Trump say their poll challengers were denied access to watching the ballot counting inside. They've been met by counter-protesters. The balance of power in the Senate is still even, with 47 races called for each party. Both Senate races in Georgia between the GOP incumbents and Democratic challengers could go to runoffs. Republicans overperformed in House races in large part because of female candidates. At least 13 non-incumbent Republican women have won their U.S. House contests so far. The U.S. reports more than 121,000 more COVID infections, beating a daily case record it set just 24 hours before. Troy and Rochester schools are reverting back to all virtual classes. Michigan reports more than 5,000 new coronavirus cases in one day, and the governor again is calling for a mask law. The director of Michigan's beleaguered unemployment insurance agency, Steve Gray, has handed in his resignation. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are down 152. For WJR News, I'm Dick Hafner. More coming up with Paul W. Smith.
This is Mike Donovan, host of Not Free America on Sundays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR AM 760 in Detroit. Will our country survive the coronavirus, riots, and economic devastation? Join us each week as we help you prepare for the new normal in this Not Free America.
I'm talking with the Michigan Economic Development Corporation's Josh Hunt, the Executive Vice President and Chief Business Development Officer, and Michelle Wildman, Senior Vice President for Community Development. Michelle, in general, what is the MEDC?
The MEDC is the lead agency responsible for marketing Michigan, fostering relationships, attracting businesses to the state, and supporting vibrant, diverse, and sustainable communities.
So, Josh, for businesses that are considering branching out, why should they choose Michigan?
Businesses should choose Michigan for our pure Michigan quality of life. We have a diverse...
Sandy, if you can hear us, looks like you are having trouble connecting with your video and audio. There is a little microphone button. Oh, she's dropped out. All right, let's see where that goes.
Certification program promotes effective redevelopment strategies that provide formal recognition that a community has a vision for the future that makes it right for future development.
And Josh, that's just one tool in the toolbox, isn't it?
We have a carefully cultivated set of tools and programs, whether it's from entrepreneurship and innovation efforts or access to capital. We provide the tools that companies need to grow. We also support economic growth through our Michigan Business Development Program to help attract highly competitive projects to create good jobs here in Michigan.
Learn more about the MEDC at michiganbusiness.org.
Join us for your favorite rock holiday tradition this season as Trans-Siberian Orchestra brings an electrifying 90-minute performance of its beloved album, Christmas Eve, Other Stories, directly into your home. This live stream event will take place on December 18th and features the story of the music that started it all. But don't worry, we didn't forget about the lasers. Head to our website now to buy your ticket.
Live from Detroit, this is Paul W. Smith on News Talk 760 WJR. As Paul brings you the Parade Company's 2020 virtual Pancake Breakfast. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now with your hot stack and a side of syrup, here's Paul.
Well, that's better than me going for my second stack of pancakes. It's Friday. Yay. Yes, it is. Yay, and thank you very much. It's the 6th of November, the 311th day of 2020, with 55 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. And co-hosting with me all morning long is the Wizard of Oz. If you don't like it, I won't say it anymore. No. That's what you are, Tony. You're the Wizard of Oz. All the Oz that you bring us, whether it's the 94th Annual America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White, or this morning, our virtual, who'd have thunk it, our virtual 2020 Pancake Breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Network of Michigan. And I know with the city of Detroit, DPD, the Parade Company, all coming together to review every detail. And you've all developed a comprehensive plan with safety as the top priority, which, of course, for the parade means no spectators there, but plenty of things to see on television, Channel 4.
Stay home, be a teammate, watch it, enjoy it. We have a plan. Unlike any other, we've worked with Macy's. If you saw their article, we're lockstep, and it's going to be great for this city. And we have gone beyond the regulations, Paul, and everybody out there. This is about safety, responsibility, and bringing everyone a tradition.
Absolutely.
And look who joined me, Paul. Look who joined me.
I love that. Somebody had said before in one of the comments that you should have a float behind you. This is great behind you, but that's not Clarice, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
The distinguished clown. Yeah.
That's his lovely wife, Clarice, and I couldn't tell, but there she is as one of the famous distinguished clowns. The other guy is not a clown by any stretch of the imagination, but he's funny and happy, and he smiles a lot too. I don't know if anyone smiles as much as you, Tony, but Bob Riney is the president of Healthcare Operations, chief operating officer at Henry Ford Health System. And Bob, it's always nice to see you, and happy early Thanksgiving to you.
Good morning, Paul W., and good morning, Tony. I hate to do this, Paul, but I got to correct you, because I was thinking this morning that we have been so consumed by the U.S. election all week. And when it comes to our amazing annual tradition, our Thanksgiving parade, there are no Republicans, there's no Democrats, there's no independents. We're all just member of the P Party, the Parade Company Party.
Wait a minute. And how are you? What did I say that makes you disagree?
Well, I'm getting to that. I'm getting to that okay. Because we are unanimous.
I'm with you on this.
No, we are unanimous about who our president is, and that's the great Tony Michaels.
Oh, God. Oh, gee. Well, thank you.
I didn't know where Bobby was going with that one, boy. We talked about all that in the first half hour of the show, and we all decided we don't want to talk about it anymore. Not that anything is settled, and the president is doing what he feels he should do and has every right to, and the other side is doing what they do and all of that. But for this morning, we want to put all that aside because we are all up to here with all of this talk of what's going on in this great country of ours. And it is unfortunate to say the least, but be that as it may, you're right. The only president that matters right now is Tony Michaels as the president of the Parade Company and what he has put together. Now, we had Sandy Pierce. I never even got a chance to look up, but I heard Curtis Paul, who's trying to run all of these things, and it is not easy People are familiar with their Zoom meetings, and we're using StreamYard and all of that. It's not easy to put these things together, but to do it with people you've never done it with before from all different locations is not easy. And we had Sandy Pierce, but she has dropped by the wayside. And I'll look at all my my means of communication to see if there's anything that I'm missing here about what we can or can't do. It says that she's there. Oh, she's on the phone now. Sandy, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Paul.
Good. I'm so glad I looked over here at these messages. And Sandy Pierce is the chairman of Huntington Bank, Michigan. And Sandy, without Sandy, Tony, we wouldn't have, and Bob Riney, you should know this too, we would not have the heated competition that there appears to be among people who sponsor floats. Right. Because there's a certain group of people, Sandy, who will go nameless, Sandy, who want to always have the biggest and best float, Sandy. So, Sandy, let me ask, how's your float this year?
Well, listen, first of all, good morning to everyone. I'm so sorry I can't be on video. I even put makeup on and did my hair this morning, so I am like so disappointed that you can't see me. But our float is, actually, it was new last year, as you know, Paul.
Sure.
Looking out for people. And what a great message this year, you know, and all that we're all going through. We've never been through any of us before. So looking out for people is the name of our float. It is a theme around community. It is a theme around customers. It is a theme around unity. And so I'm really proud that we are in it. And I'm so proud that the theme for the parade this year is also we are one together. So Paul, thank you for having me. Tony, you are a great CEO. And I'm just so happy that for you and your team that we're able to do this, that we're able to actually be here and then be on Woodward Avenue virtually for everyone in Michigan to enjoy.
Well, thank you, Sandy. It's going to be special. And again, we can't do this without you guys. Just the best partners in the world. And reached out to Bob Riney and gotten, you know, information about the safety and what we're doing on Woodward, and Sandy's Bank with what they've done, you know, for America with the PPP and being so good at it and being part of the parade. Thank you. You guys are fabulous, fabulous friends.
Sandy's float again, looking out for you. And Bob Riney, President of Healthcare Operations, Chief Operating Officer, Henry Ford Health System. Path to Wellness is the theme of your float, Bob. And I know Sandy wants to say something else. We'll get back to her in just a second. Let her do that. But Bob, the Path to Wellness is really more than just the theme of a float. It is what Henry Ford Health System is all about.
And isn't it what we're all looking for today is our individual paths to wellness in all aspects of our life. And so this float really features the high-tech, you know, destination-driven kind of complex care that we provide, but it also provides just basic healthy examples of good living and everything in between. And what is really special about our float this year is our healthcare heroes. And it's going to include Dr. Felix Valbueno, who's the CEO of CHAS in Southwest Detroit, that just serves so many underserved patients in that community in a phenomenal way. Dr. David Kwan, who's the chair of our Pancreatic Cancer Institute and who's leading the effort to open our new Brigida Harris Cancer Institute in January. And then two nurse assistants, Judith Gray Davis and Andrea Johnson, from our Detroit and our Jackson markets, who were the heroes and continue to be the heroes in COVID. These are the ladies that held the hands of COVID patients and played the role of their family members while giving care. And I can't tell you how proud I am that they get to represent us in America's greatest parade.
Well, aren't you the best for remembering them again here and talking about them? And we absolutely second everything you say, Bob, for all the healthcare workers that have been pushed to the front line of a horrific pandemic that we struggled to understand from the beginning, and now are getting a better handle on it to the betterment of all of us. It's just been a very tough time. but it's been a very, very, very tough time for healthcare workers on the front line. We've asked them to sacrifice their lives in many cases from the beginning to fight this and to help other people. Sandy, you had something you wanted to say before we have to leave.
I just wanted to give a shout out. I'm fortunate to be on the Henry Ford Health System Board of Trustees, and I wanted to give a shout out, as Bob just did, to all of our healthcare workers at Henry Ford, at every healthcare system, and really a shout out to Lisa Roccabono Coates from our bank, who's walking with the Grand Marshals with her husband Terry, and 11 of our colleagues who go into our branches every single day that are going to be walking with our Looking Out for People float. So just everyone stay safe, be happy, and cherish this tradition, this nearly 100-year tradition of the parade. And thank you, Tony and Paul, so much.
Thank you.
Well, thank you for your support. Sandy Pierce, Chairman, Huntington Bank, Michigan, and of course, Bob Riney, President, Healthcare Operations, Chief Operating Officer, Henry Ford Health System. Thanks for making this continue to happen. And helping Tony make sure that it continues to happen. No matter what's going on in our world, we still need to keep up with these wonderful rituals and traditions. Frankly, now more than ever, to take our mind off a lot of things going on.
Absolutely.
We've got Jeff Sloan with our WJR Business Beat. Jeff is, of course, founder and CEO of Startup Nation, spotlighting the entrepreneur, tech, and startup community on WJR on this Friday morning. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Paul. We've got some great news to report coming out of Ann Arbor. We've got another unicorn. That's a startup that has realized $1 billion or more.
Good morning, Rachel.
Good morning.
I just wanted to check and make sure we could hear you.
Hopefully.
Very good.
We can indeed, Rachel. Nice to have you here.
Business for supply chain management in a deal that will allow the two companies to shorten the lead time between supply chain decision and execution by having all the data in one system. I spoke with Ara Tapuzian, Executive Director of the Michigan Venture Capital Association, who had this to say about the news.
It's great news for the state of Michigan. I think it does a lot of things. First of all, it shines a certain spotlight on Michigan. Michigan is not a flyover state for innovation and investment. And what I think it shows is that we've got some great entrepreneurs, innovators here in Michigan, and hopefully will spark the pipeline even further.
Now, while hauling down $1.5 billion in a sale is great news for LlamaSoft stakeholders, the benefits extend way beyond that to the broader community. As Ara said, this is going to demonstrate that Michigan is a great place to start companies, invest in companies if you're an investor, and or acquire companies if you're an acquirer. To break this down, this is going to bring cash into the community. It's going to energize and inspire founders to start new companies, and it's going to encourage investors to invest in startups right here in the great state of Michigan. And some of them will be able to make further investments with money they've just made on the LlamaSoft acquisition. And to put in perspective the kind of money that can be made on events like this, well, how about this? One locally based venture capital firm put $4 million into the company when it was valued at $20 million. Given a $1.5 billion acquisition, that's about 75 times return on the investment made by that venture capital firm. What a great way to end our week, Paul. Good news for the state of Michigan and all involved in the LlamaSoft transaction. Congratulations. I'm Jeff Sloan, founder and CEO of StartupNation.com, and that's today's Business Beat, brought to you today by Dell Technologies on the great voice of the Great Lakes, WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
And at 7:20, we've got our WJR Traffic and Weather. First, Miss Dana Clark.
Accident along 75 northbound after Dearborn Street blocks the left lane. Seeing delays from at least Schaefer, a 21-minute backup. You can take Schaefer northbound to 94 eastbound. That will get you back to 75. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel.
Continuing to push the clear sky around and the mild weather. Boy, what a mild weekend we've got coming up. Lots of clear sky this morning and just a few clouds around with sunshine throughout the day with a high of 71. Tonight, some clouds, low 46. Tomorrow, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunday, sunny with a high near 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stajic on News Talk 760 WJR.
All right, Ray, thank you very much. Rachel Stewart standing by, the president of Gardner White. Of course, it is the 94th America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White. It will be different this year. It will be no less spectacular than it always is. And with their sponsorship, it lives on and strongly. And that's good news. We'll talk about that coming up. Of course, this year we've been all taking actions to keep ourselves and our loved ones healthy, like wearing a face covering and minimizing contact with others whenever we're out in public. And now that flu season is upon us, our friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan want to remind everyone that there's never been a more important time to get that flu shot. It's a smart, safe, and simple way to protect yourself as well as everyone around you. By keeping people healthy from seasonal illnesses like the flu, we can reduce the strain placed on healthcare resources and allow healthcare workers to continue to focus their efforts in the fight against COVID-19. So this flu season, give it a shot. You can get one at your doctor's office or a participating pharmacy. There also may be additional resources available within your community or through your place of employment. Plus, if you're a Blue Cross or Blue Care Network member, you can get a flu shot at no cost. So help do your part in keeping everyone in Michigan healthy and give it a shot. Learn more at bcbsm.com/preventflu. That's bcbsm.com/preventflu. 722.
Dell Technologies just announced their Black Friday sale. They're releasing new doorbusters every weekday, plus up to 50% off cutting.
Good morning, Daniel. It looks like your microphone is muted, sir. There's a little microphone icon. There we go.
There he goes.
There we go.
Are we putting Ann? Are you monitoring? Are we putting Dan here at 7:48 where he's?
Yeah, I'm just watching you guys.
Oh, okay. All right. Good. You threw me a curveball there, Mr. Levy. Because we're going to run out of time here. We want to make sure we get to Rachel a fair amount of time here. So we're going to do that right now. Nice to know Dan is. I'm not surprised that Dan is there early and ready to go. That's Dan Lepp. That's why he has done such a great job with Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan.
Start watching today.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, going back for seconds, here's Paul.
They're going back for seconds. I'm gaining 5 pounds this broadcast. And I don't even get to have a pancake. It's not fair. Tony Michaels, the president of the Parade Company, staying with us all broadcast long. It's our 2020 Pancake Breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Network of Michigan, all leading up to the 94th America's Thanksgiving Parade, now presented by Gardner White, Detroit's new #1 furniture and mattress store. And we are thrilled to say hello once again to the president of Gardner White, Rachel Stewart. Rachel, thank you in advance again for your support.
And thank you for having me this morning. How are you?
We're happy to have you, and we're fine. You just sit around, Tony Michaels. I'm going to take screenshots of his smile, and I'm just going to put that in front of me every morning, because let me tell you something. Most mornings, with the way the news has been going, I need his smile more than I need to watch the news. And that's the truth.
Oh, that's for sure.
Isn't that the truth? So how, Rachel, thank you for everything you're doing. We do appreciate it. How's business?
Business is good. I think no one's ever been home as much as we are now. Now we're going to be watching the parade from home. So, that old sofa that didn't bother you so much when you never saw it is really gets in the way these days. So yeah, business is good.
I would think business would be good, because you're right. People are looking around their house, as I've been here for months, seems like years, and doing the show, and you say, boy, I could use a new chair over there, or I wish I had a more comfortable chair for reading, or the right lighting and a sofa and whatever. And of course, Gardner White has it all. But what they have, Tony, that we've learned is an extremely big heart.
Huge. Paul, I can tell you that it's like we have known each other for maybe 20 years. No, they love this event. They're doing it for all the right reasons. Here we were in the middle of a pandemic, and we're doing a new presenting sponsor deal. It just says so much about who they are and how much they care. We are elated to be part of their family.
Rachel, it is a family, because it really is a family business. And one of the few that we can say at over 100 years is actually older than the parade company and the America's Thanksgiving Parade, which is in its 94th year. So that's kind of exciting, isn't it?
Oh, it's great. Yeah, no, we're a fourth generation family business. We are part of Detroit, founded here in 1912. I think right as the auto industry was booming is when we started taking off as well, not surprisingly. And this is something we want to see happen. I think that it's all for Detroit families, and we are part of Detroit's family. And it's a great moment for all of us.
Well, it's funny to say Detroit's new #1 furniture and mattress store for a company that's been around over 100 years, but we get it and we understand it. And it was a really wonderful and frankly brilliant move on Gardner White's move to take over sponsorship of this parade. And it's extremely important. Again, couldn't do it without you. We've had lots of other presenting sponsors, but you're the biggie. And without you, we can't get the rest put together. And since just like this is a virtual pancake breakfast, we're going to have a virtual parade where everybody, I thought of it just now, Tony, as I say this, everybody is assured the best seat in the house for the parade. And you couldn't say that before.
The absolute best. And as I said earlier, we've asked everyone to be a teammate, stay home, watch it. There's nowhere to watch it downtown, and enjoy America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White. Absolutely. It's going to be just great. And Paul, I have to just say one more thing about Rachel and her family. It has been amazing working with them, because just the float and the ideas that we came across with, people are going to look at that and just feel so good when they see that float, Rachel, and the smiles that people are going to go, whoa, how did they do this? So I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay.
Oh, come on. I was just about to ask you, give us a little bit of taste of what the float is all about.
Let me tell you one thing. When you sit in the best couch and the best chair, you feel really good, don't you? Do you feel like that chair is smiling like you are? That's the last clue. That's all you get.
Is that a good clue, Rachel?
That's good. That's good. It's Cody Michaels. He's good. We knew this.
He's good. And now all three of us are smiling. And I hope folks at home or wherever they're listening or watching are smiling too. Because in spite of everything else, in fact, turn the news off and smile and enjoy life, because it's passing by faster than you might guess. Rachel Stewart, president of Gardner White, certainly Detroit's new #1 furniture and mattress store, been around over 100 years.
Talk
doing
about
good
the
work.
dogged pursuit. 100 years it took us, but and ask me a lesson here, kids.
Fourth generation. Were you a teacher? Rachel Stewart is with us, and thank you, Rachel, for all you do and all the men and women and family members that you represent at Gardner White. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Paul.
Tony, we continue here on WJR at 729.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. Fever is the leading sign of COVID-19. Use an accurate thermometer for twice daily checks. Protect your loved ones with the Exergen Temporal Scanner. It takes an accurate reading in seconds and is the only home thermometer recommended by hospitals, physicians, and clinics. Stay safe with Exergen.
Let's check in our WJR traffic and weather first. Miss Dana Clark.
Still dealing with an earlier accident along 75 northbound after Dearborn Street. That collision is blocking the left lane, seeing delays from at least 4th Street, 21-minute backup. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Lots of sunshine to kick off the weekend. A high of 69 today. Tonight, few clouds, low 48. Clear skies, 48 degrees. I'm Dana Clark. WJR News with Dick Hafner is next.
Tune into the Rich Paul Show Saturdays at 9 a.m., Mondays at 7 p.m. This week on the show, grading our financial competency and election limbo. So tune in 9 a.m. on Saturdays, 7 p.m. on Mondays on the Rich Paul Show here on WJR.
Paul W. here. Thanksgiving is around the corner, but not everyone in Metro Detroit is celebrating. Thousands of children, seniors, and families will struggle to put food on the table. WJR and the Chilani Family Foundation have launched Hunger Free in the D, a 3-week matching gift campaign to support the Capuchin Soup Kitchen and Gleaners Community Food Bank to provide 500,000 meals to struggling families during the holidays.
Here's the Chilani Family Foundation from Chilani.
Mayor Dennis Archer's asking how he can get connected. Mayor Dennis Archer is asking how he can get connected.
Chilani Family Foundation has been able to donate over $500,000, but we've been able to raise with that $500,000 close to $1.7 million. So that is what the power of WJR, Paul W. Smith, and our foundation has been able to do.
Join us to help out. Visit hungerfreeinthed.com or call 313-254-4788.
As Biden pulls ahead in Georgia, President Trump is claiming Democrats are trying to steal the election, and he promises the legal battles in several key states will continue, including Michigan. Major media, both national and local media, have declared that Trump is spreading falsehoods. At least some of them are saying that. Here's Fox's Leland Bittert.
Nevada, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia still up for grabs. Given Joe Biden's current 264 votes, any of those states gives the race to Biden. President Trump needs to run the table or some combination of that if he puts Arizona back in play, which Team Trump says is. President blamed various groups for his current predicament, including pollsters, big tech, Democrats, the media, and more. President Trump's team is now on the ground in Georgia, Pennsylvania, Nevada, and Arizona, where they say a combination of lawsuits and activism will put him over the top.
A Michigan Court of Claims judge tossed out the Trump campaign lawsuit in Michigan. Democratic Senator Peter.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Morning. How are you?
Good, thank you. Just wanted to do a quick mic check. Can you talk a little bit for us?
Just another good day in Detroit.
You are a little far away from it. Is there any way of bringing the mic closer to you?
All right, that any better?
Yep, that should do. All right, thank you, sir.
To come together as a country.
The COVID-19 going out of control in Michigan and in the U.S. Health officials reported 5,710 new cases of the COVID in the state. That's the highest daily total. An additional 53 deaths reported. The cases spiking again and deaths spiking across the country. Troy and Rochester schools are reverting back to all virtual classes. The governor again says she wants the Republican legislature to make a mask requirement.
Governor Whitmer wants a state law making face coverings mandatory, even though it already is the law under an edict from the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services director.
But something this important, this critical to saving lives, deserves the legislature's stamp of approval. It will send a resounding message that every one of us has to do our part.
Whitmer admits the requirement is already in place. She thinks it would be helpful to the health, safety, and the state's economy if the legislature threw their weight behind this. Ken Rogulski, WJR News.
The director of the beleaguered Michigan Unemployment Insurance Agency, Steve Gray, has resigned. The NBA looks like they want to start a new season in December. On Wall Street, the Dow futures are down 169. For WJR News, I'm Dick Hafner. More coming up with Paul W.
Hey there.
I know Ann thinks I'm crazy,
in front of you.
but I really have gotten an email from Dennis Archer asking to be able to connect into the program. I'm not sure why. It's just he was asking how he could connect. So, Ann, did you? I forwarded you the email. Did you see it? She thought I was calling you, Mr. Mayor. She thought I had a stroke and was referring to you as Dennis Archer. I wasn't. Dennis Archer sent me an email asking how he could come in. Ann, what do you know? Do you know anything about this?
Ann,
No?
you are muted.
Ann is muted
You are
here.
muted on your end, Ann.
There she
Good
goes.
morning, everyone. No, I don't know a thing about this, Dub.
All right.
I'll get on her.
Did you go? She went, something's happened to Paul. He's asking for Mayor Archer. No, I'm telling you, he really sent me a note, which is why I forwarded it to you. So Mayor Mike Duggan is obviously coming up along with Dan Lepp, and Tony Michaels is staying with us too. so we can listen back to the station so we know where we are.
Foundation's Tom Chalani.
The partnership between Capuchins and Gleaners is very strong. They help out a lot of people, and I felt it was good that Vicki and I and our foundation get behind the two of them.
Give now. Go to hungerfreeinthed.com or call 313-254-4788. That's hungerfreeinthed.com or call 313-254-4788.
This is Mike Donovan, host of Not Free America on Sundays at 5 p.m. right here on WJR AM 760 in Detroit. This weekend on Not Free America Radio, economic disaster looms as our GDP crashes. What does losing a third of our economy really mean? Meanwhile, New York Governor Andrew Cuomo takes quarantining travelers to a new extreme. And we talk facts about qualified immunity in the American police state. Join us Sundays at 5 p.m. right here on Not Free America Radio.
I'm Joe Gannon. Do you know the best washer and dryer made today? What comes from China or Korea? And what was manufactured in the good old USA? You're going to find out when I return this weekend.
Giving tips and advice on home appliances and helping consumers for 36 years. Joe Gannon is the appliance doctor on the Home and Appliance Show. Weekend morning 6 to 8 on News Talk 760 WJR.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, here's Paul.
Well, we are obviously in unprecedented times, and we are working together to make anything as special as our America's Thanksgiving Parade, presented by Gardner White, a success. And it's going to be television only. We've said it a number of times. Tony could not be doing this without working with the mayor, the Detroit Police Department, and major sponsors, and chairman of the Michigan Thanksgiving Parade Foundation, who also happens to be president and CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. And Dan we've asked Dan to sit in a little earlier than scheduled because we're going to keep him back through his schedule as well. Dan, nice to see you. Thanks for all your support. Thanks for all your hard work behind the scenes. I do have to warn you, though, as the chairman of the Michigan Thanksgiving Parade Foundation, I am finding from this virtual broadcast, which is on 760 on the AM dial, as well as WJR.com on our Facebook page, there is a move afoot to put Tony Michaels in as president of the United States. Just want you to know.
That's what I've heard today.
It's come to this, and all it took was that fabulous smile. Both candidates could have learned a thing or two. Well, I didn't even want to think about it, but anyway. Tony, that's the kind of love and respect you're getting for all these things you're doing. And you couldn't do it without working with Dan Lepp. And, of course, the mayor of our great city of Detroit, Mayor Mike Duggan. And Mayor Duggan, by the looks of it, the second guy with a tie on so far this broadcast, and the last guy admitted he had not gone to bed yet. Well, when I spoke to the mayor the other day, election day, and the next day, he had been up all night. Don't tell me you were up all night again, Mr. Mayor.
No, I went to bed about 1:30. And when I got up this morning, Pennsylvania still wasn't decided. So I'm glad I didn't sit watching those guys talk all that.
Yeah, I went to bed like 1:30 also. It's just crazy. Enough already. When we get through this, no matter what, we're still America. And we as Americans will come together and move forward. That's what we need to do. I know that there are a lot of things that you worry about and think about, and you had to probably, I don't want to say be sold on, but you certainly wanted to know how Tony Michaels thought he was going to do America's Thanksgiving Parade, this 94th annual event. You gave it some thought.
Well, it was more than thought, and this decision had to be made 3 or 4 weeks ago, and we were studying the trend lines on the COVID rates and really believed that by Thanksgiving, they were going to be very high and it was going to be dangerous. And we had to have some hard conversations with Tony about the fact there can be no circumstance under which the public comes down and watches this in late November. We're likely to be in the middle of a huge spread. And so we had to figure out together what to do. And working with the Detroit Police Department and the Parade Foundation, we came up with a shortened route, reduced marching band members on site, No public will be allowed down. The streets will be blocked off. But the people in this city who have, for my entire lifetime, watched the parade go down Woodward in Detroit will be able to sit in their homes with their families and enjoy that parade on the traditional route. And so I think it took a lot of work, a lot of meetings. Todd Bettison of the Detroit Police Department did a great job, as well as many of the other city staff. And Tony was great in being very creative in finding a solution.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mayor, we can't thank you enough. This was a collaboration. And you mentioned Todd Bettison and Kimberly Blackwell and the amazing people with DPD. This is a bubble. And we're asking the people of Detroit and this whole region to be a teammate, which means stay home, watch it on WDIV, take it all in, and help us bring this to you. And the plan is, it's a logistical challenge. We've got it nailed, but it doesn't happen without that man, Mayor Mike Duggan, I will tell you right now. And we're lockstep with New York City. They put out a big release last night. We've been talking to them the whole way. We're doing exactly the same way. It's really bubbled up. So thank you, Mayor. Thank you. And we're going to make this happen the right way.
Yes, indeed, Mr. Mayor and the Detroit Police Department, all of the people behind the scenes that will make sure that this happens. And we'll make sure, too, that people understand the importance of staying away from any parade activity that is taking place on the streets, because most of it is going to be some of it's going to be taped, the bands ahead of time. So don't think you're going to run down and see your nephew or your niece in a parade, because they're not there. All of this is going to be virtual, and this took a lot of planning, a lot of additional work, and of course Dan Lepp, as President and CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, more importantly for this conversation right now, Chairman of the Parade Michigan Thanksgiving Parade Foundation. You certainly know how much work went into planning this and how much coordination this has taken with the city to continue this tradition that's so very important to Detroiters.
That's right, Paul W. And I appreciate the mayor's collaboration, but that's pretty. That's been going on for a long time. As long as the mayor sat in his seat, whatever the issue is, we've figured ways to do things. And I think this is another example, although this is probably comparatively on steroids, given what has to be done and what has to be protected. And so the fact that everybody was willing to talk and see if there was a solution is great, as the mayor said, for the families of Detroit and in the region, that they can still take part of this, but virtually.
And Mr. Mayor, the other good news here is that the parade is happening and that there still will be a good amount of national coverage. And the city of Detroit, again, will shine nationwide. And as the mayor, that's got to make you happy, too.
You know what makes me happy is, and of course, we aren't going to have the second half of the tradition, which is going over to the football game. But for a lot of families in Detroit, the parade has been a multi-generational experience on Thanksgiving Day. And to be able to sit with your kids and have it out of the TV and have it out in the background and be together, it's what we wanted. And to the extent there's national exposure, that's fine. I was more concerned about people in this community being able to keep that tradition.
As well you would be as the mayor of the city of Detroit. And I might remind people that though you can't go to watch the Lions play, you can listen to them right here on Lions Radio, News Talk 760 WJR, and watch them on television as well. Mr. Mayor, Mike Duggan, thank you so much for being with us. Aren't you glad I didn't ask you any political questions at all?
I have a feeling before the end of the day, I'll have some.
I suspect you will, but not from me, pal.
Not from you.
Not from me. I'm going on vacation right after this broadcast, so not from me. Thank you, Mike Duggan, our mayor of the great city of Detroit, doing a fabulous job. Dan Lepp isn't going anywhere. He's coming back along with Tony Michaels as we continue the virtual 2020 Pancake Breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Network of Michigan on WJR at 7:45.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Let's check it. Our WJR Traffic and Weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
A 23-minute delay along 75 northbound after Dearborn Street. An accident is blocking the left lane. Stop and go from Outer Drive. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel.
Clear sky greeting us this morning with just a few clouds around. I think a few clouds mixing with a mostly sunny sky as we get into the afternoon. Your story, the temperatures staying mild or getting milder. 71. Overnight tonight, some clouds, 46 in town. Suburbs a little cooler. Saturday, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunshine Sunday with a high near 70. I'm meteorologist Ray Stidgick from a Weather Channel on News Talk 760 WJR.
Paul W. Smith here to invite you to a very special virtual event. If you're suffering with neck, back, or sciatic pain and want to avoid surgery, join me and my special guest, Dr. Saul Kogan, for our virtual In the Boardroom event Thursday, November 12th. If your neck, back, or sciatic pain is due to a herniated, degenerative, or bulging disc, you'll want to join us from the comfort of your home. Drugs, therapies, epidurals, and new pain lasers are designed to only treat your pain, but they're not designed to treat your disc problem. The Disc Institute has a proven solution to solve your pain and the bad disc that's causing it. Learn about how the Disc Institute's pain-free, non-invasive treatment can stop your pain without surgery. Join us Thursday, November 12th at 10 a.m. live online for this special virtual event that can change your life. The event is complimentary but limited, so everyone can have time to ask questions. To pre-register and pre-qualify, call 586-416-3472. That's 586-416-DISC. 586-416-DISC.
This year, Michigan businesses have had to adapt, and the Michigan Economic Development Corporation was right there alongside them, helping to connect businesses to new resources, meet new partners, and access the additional capital they needed right from the start. If your business needs support to reach its new potential, the MEDC is available to help in any way we can. Contact us today for customized business assistance at michiganbusiness.org/partnership.
As we continue to face COVID-19, we're now facing flu season. Influenza has the power to infect millions, putting lives and the healthcare system at risk. Now more than ever, getting your flu vaccine is essential. The flu vaccine is safe and effective and can't give you the flu. To protect yourself and those at highest risk, get your flu vaccine. Learn more at michigan.gov/flu. Sponsored by the Michigan Department of Health and Human Services and the Michigan Association of Broadcasters.
Paul W. Smith here to invite you to a very special virtual event. If you're suffering with neck, back, or sciatic pain and want to avoid surgery, join me and my special guest, Dr. Saul Kogan, for our virtual In the Boardroom event Thursday, November 12th. If your neck, back, or sciatic pain is due to a herniated, degenerative, or bulging disc, you'll want to join us from the comfort of your home. Drugs, therapies, epidurals, and new pain lasers are designed to only The Disc Institute has a proven solution to solve your pain and the bad disc that's causing it. Learn about how the Disc Institute's high-tech, pain-free, non-invasive treatment can stop your pain without surgery. Join us Thursday, November 12th at 10 a.m. live online for this special virtual event that can change your life. The event is complimentary but limited, so everyone can have time to ask questions. To pre-register and pre-qualify, call 586-416-3472. That's 586-416-DISC. 586-416-DISC.
Hey, Sean the Legion here for Wigley's famous Eastern Market corned beef. Living in Metro Detroit my whole life, I've been a fan of Wigley's for years. From the old world flavor found in the time-honored family recipe to the consistent quality, Wigley's has been an Eastern Market staple since 1924. Now, it's the best time of the year to enjoy Wigley's corned beef. Whether gathering with friends to root on the green and white or maize and blue, tailgating at home for our Detroit Lions, or celebrating with loved ones during the upcoming holiday season. I invite you to head on down to beautiful Eastern Market and pick up some Wigley's today. Wigley's is cooked to perfection every time. Or if you're really daring and you're the master of your own pit, you can even smoke Wigley's corned beef at home like I do. For more information and market hours, call 888-WIGLEYS or go to Wigley's.com. That's Wigley's.com.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, here's Paul.
That's right. It's our 2020 Pancake Breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Network of Michigan, a beautiful Michigan headquartered company for more than 81 years. sponsoring this parade, having a major parade sponsorship for now 37, 38 years, almost half the amount of time that this parade has been in existence, at 94 years. So they've had an involvement all along. It helps, of course, now that Dan Lepp is not just the president and CEO of Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan, but he is also giving of his time as chairman of the Michigan Thanksgiving Parade Foundation. And Dan, it's nice to have you here with us. Even nicer to have your sponsorship for this wonderful event and continued sponsorship. Tell me what your thoughts are as we prepare for this year's parade, just coming up quickly.
Well, I would say, Paul W., the word is innovation. Whether it was the fireworks, and I think in some ways the Ford fireworks was a good training module for America's Thanksgiving Day Parade, because you learned that Tony and the team really stepped it up there. And this is, from a logistics standpoint, 4,000 times tougher. But it's innovative, and it's the only way we could do this, as you heard that from the mayor. And Tony and the team have done a great job, and it's traditional, and the mayor grew up on the west side, I grew up on the east side, but the truth of the matter is that feeling about Thanksgiving morning and watching the parade or being at the parade is a big deal, and to have lost that would have been disappointing, but Tony was able to figure it out. So it's going to be a great Thanksgiving, different, but 50 years from now, we're probably going to be telling that story, Paul. I don't know that I will be, or you will be, or Tony will be, but maybe
I'm planning on it.
but maybe our grandkids. So it's exciting, and I'm just glad to be a part of it. It's going to be great.
Well, it is indeed. And Tony, I know you'll second this and third it and fourth it. It couldn't happen without people like Dan Lepp.
Well, I'll tell you what, just so you know, this is Dan's last parade year as chair of the foundation.
Wow.
He had signed up for 3 years. I said, no, we're going 2 more. This is it. And I just want to say, Dan is truly one of the classiest people that I've ever met in my career.
Absolutely.
Just really gets it. So you say some people get it. Dan Lepp really gets it for people, for Detroit, for everybody. And I really mean this from the bottom of my heart. I will miss him in this, but I'm not going anywhere. Dan, I'll be calling you all the time, and we're going to be doing all the same stuff, and just first class, absolutely first class. And when I called him and said, hey, we're going to pull this thing off, he goes, Tone, really? You're going to do this? He goes, God bless you. Let's go, man. Let's go. And it was never like, hey, you can't do this. No, he said, just innovate, like he said at the beginning. And that's what we've done from day one. We've innovated. Thanks, Dan.
Thanks, Tony. And Paul, I'm only going down 1 seat. Bob Riney's going to flip seats with me, so it's all good.
Is Bob the next guy?
Yeah.
Oh, excellent. Well, he joined us a little while ago, and he'll be a lot of fun too. But I know, Dan, you're not going anywhere, and thank goodness for that. Hey, tell me about you've got a new slogan, because I read them. I'm happily one of your spokespeople, and I'm proud to be that for Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. But it's from virtual to reality, and the slogan is here for it all. And that's really what Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan has been, here for it all.
That's right, Paul W. And it's a brand new float, and it sort of takes you through the world that we're in today, from the beginning of the float, where we're in this virtual healthcare world, which has made things better, given the pandemic. The fact that you can do things virtually has made a lot of people's life a lot better. And then you go into the middle of the float, which is the things we should normally be doing, which is exercising and eating correctly and going to see your primary care physician when you can. And then the back end of the float is sort of the celebration of our partnership with the neighborhoods on the east side of Detroit in the City Neighborhood Project, where we've committed $5 million to renovate the areas around Cadue and East Warren and Chandler Park Drive and Alter Road, the three neighborhood groups down there, which are Cornerstone, Morningside, and East English Village, where it's going to be totally new cityscapes. And, the mayor announced that long ago. There's about 8 or 9 regions in the city where we're doing that. And so we're going to celebrate that. And that's where I grew up. So as Tony and Tony grew up on the east side too.
Yeah.
And so we went through when we revealed the reveal of the float, you went back there and looked at those street signs, and a bunch of stuff rushed back to think about when you were a kid or a young adult.
I just got to say real quick, I think we tend to forget because of Dan Lipp's cool, relaxed style. We forget just how big Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan is, serving 5.4 million people insured across the U.S., serving more than 10 million people through their various subsidiaries. And think of this, 47,000 claims each business hour, $72 million in claims each day. That's huge.
Yeah, it is,
And
Paul W. And we've got an obligation too to make it right, because in COVID, the most important thing is people to feel secure with their health care. So we're still trying to do that.
Well, and to do that, you've committed $1.3 billion more dollars to help people during this pandemic.
Yeah, we've worked hard with physicians and hospitals too. Everybody's in this, and so we got to. It's like you learn from Tony. Everybody's in it. You got to figure it out, and so we continue to try to do that.
Well, congratulations. I'm sorry to see you ending this term. I'm glad Tony stretched it into 5 years. I know Bob Riney will do a nice job, but he's following a very tough act to follow with you, Dan Lipp. Please give our best to your lovely wife, Amy. Did you notice Tony's lovely wife, Clarice, is right behind him?
I did notice that.
She had to get in the show, Dan.
Listen,
of course.
We were screaming for something behind you, a float or whatever. This is the best thing we could have had. Clarice Michaels as a distinguished clown. Thank you so much for everything, Dan Lipp, and for all the men and women you represent. They've got to feel proud there at Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan and Blue Care Network. God bless you.
Thanks, Paul W.
Thanks,
Tony.
for sticking with this breakfast, too,
Yeah.
that Tony was able to put together, this virtual 2020 Pancake Breakfast at 7:58 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
Here's the WJR Traffic and Weather first, and Dana Clark.
Accident remaining along 75 northbound after Dearborn Street. Now a 17-minute delay. Well, it just cleared, but starting to see those backups improve. Seeing delays from at least 4th Street. Also construction today along the Lodge northbound between 9 and 10 Mile. The left lane is closed. That's daily work, 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. That is until November 7th. So Saturday, that will wrap up. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel. It's going to be a great weekend in Michigan. Mostly sunny skies, both Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Temps hitting at least 69 degrees each day. Tonight, a few clouds, your low 48. Sunshine, 48 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
Time to get your fix of Lions news. Here's Lions Daily with WJR's Steve Courtney.
Certainly a bright spot for these 2020 Lions has been tight end TJ.
Good morning, Governor. Can you hear us? Don't think she can hear us yet.
Curtis, I just got a text from the governor's people. They want to test this. They say, what's going on? They say they can see us, but they can't hear us. I see that she is muted.
I see that as well.
So let me, I'll text them back. I'm glad they're tuning in now. Let me get at this. I'll be back.
All right.
Makes it fast and easy. we talked to Monica Starks, who needed to hire for a pivotal role at her company, GS Group.
As the owner of a construction company, finding the right people is a very difficult task. So I use ZipRecruiter.
ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology identifies the right people for your job and actively invites them to apply, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. Monica did, and that's how she found Lamont, her new project superintendent.
The job is so perfect for me. I had a career breakthrough. I would have never found this job if it wasn't for ZipRecruiter.
With ZipRecruiter, we've hired everyone from accountants to project managers to field scientists. With ZipRecruiter, we get hiring results.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And now you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
WJR Detroit and WDVD HD2 Detroit. 760 WJR, where Detroit comes to talk.
Georgia has swung to Joe Biden. Biden takes a slight lead in that state as the final ballots are counted and the results are posted. President Trump is hoping some lawsuits will turn some battleground states into his favor, but he has lost so far. Here's Fox's Rachel Sutherland.
There's going to be a lot of litigation. That from President Trump, who told reporters at the White House some cases may go to the Supreme Court, as he again called mail-in voting into question.
I have been talking about this for many months with all of you, and I've said very strongly that mail-in ballots are going to end up being a disaster. Small elections were a disaster.
Courts in Georgia and Michigan rejected lawsuits from the Trump campaign. In Pennsylvania, a federal judge denied a request to stop the vote, but said both sides should get 60 observers. Rachel Sutherland, Fox News.
Michigan Court of Claims Judge Cynthia Stevens dismissed the Trump complaint in Michigan, saying there was no evidence of voter fraud. A person claimed in a video that postal workers in Traverse City were told on Wednesday to backdate mail-in ballots to November 3rd so they could be counted in the election. There's no postmark deadline for ballots in Michigan. An Arizona farm worker was clearing a field when he made a discovery, a stack of stolen ballots hidden under some loose concrete and rocks. Those ballots were hand-delivered by police officers in Arizona. Senator Gary Peters, reelected by a 2% margin.
I want to thank, obviously, the voters of the state of Michigan for having confidence in me and confidence in the work that I have done in the past and what I intend to continue to do.
5.5 million votes were cast in Michigan. That's a record. COVID-19 cases on the rise in all 8 regions of the state. Another record in that, 5,710 new cases of the virus and 53 more deaths.
Our 7-day average for deaths is at 19, twice what it was at the beginning of September. We have models that estimate that at the rate we are going, if we don't do anything else, if we don't change our behaviors, we could be seeing up to 100 deaths a day by the end of December.
That's the state medical director, Dr. Caldoun, a longtime DeWitt Township police officer who had tested positive for coronavirus, has died. Sergeant.
Yeah, we can
Morning,
see
Governor.
Hi, Gov.
You can't hear me.
You can't hear.
Can't hear.
Can you hear me right now?
Can she hear now?
You cannot hear me
No,
right
we don't have any audio.
I could hear her,
I can.
but she can't hear us. Hello, test 1, 2. Governor Whitmer, hello, test. Tony, you can still hear us?
I can hear, yes.
Okay. And I heard the governor a moment
Speak on
ago.
the laptop, Governor.
On the laptop? I don't have a
I
laptop.
can hear her loud and clear.
Yeah. So again, we're connected. We just cannot hear you. Like we can't hear Paul. We can't hear Tony.
Can they hear me?
Yeah.
We can hear you.
Yes.
Yes.
So maybe you should give me the phone and then I can hear and
just respond. Could it work if we just, because I know we've got like 1 minute, could we just put Paul
You got
on the
time.
phone so she can hear and then she just can respond to him since you guys can hear her?
I don't think I can get on the phone. I've got like 3-4 things going right now. Unless we want to just put her through the regular system. But you guys tell me. That's what you guys are involved with. I hear the phone ringing. Somebody's phone is ringing, not mine.
Are you calling that 313-800-6828?
Don't say it on the air. Oh, boy.
But I'm calling Bobby. So they're trying to work it out on their end, but I'm calling.
Okay. Emily Gale is saying hello from Hawaii. God bless you, Emily. The big island of Hawaii.
Station we can hear. Okay. All right, we'll do that. Doing that now. Okay. Never mind, Bobby. We just found a workaround.
They should be able to put her through either system, and we should be able to
Yes,
hear her.
everything. Give Dell Technologies advisors a call. They'll identify the right tech solution for your business. Call 877-ASK-DELL or go to Dell.com/SP Black Friday. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Federal agencies urge every family to have an emergency radio. During any disaster, electrical power may get cut. The emergency radio gives you the vital information you need. Newsmax wants you to have the Dynamo Emergency Radio. It doesn't need batteries and works in any emergency. It retails for $30, but get it today with the free offer. Call toll-free 877-NEWSMAX. That's 877-NEWSMAX. Or go online to gettheradio.com and get the emergency radio today.
How can we don't work them?
Can you hear us now, Governor?
Live from Detroit.
You can hear the music.
W. Smith on News Talk.
Maybe when we're on the air, she'll be.
WJR. As Paul brings you the Parade Company's 2020 virtual Pancake Breakfast. This morning's broadcast is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now with your hot stack and a side of syrup, here's Paul.
All righty, good Friday morning to you. It is the 6th of November, the 311th day of 2020, with 55 days left in the year. Make each and every day count. Each day is a gift. Trust me when I tell you that. We have our virtual 2020 Pancake Breakfast, the Parade Company, with an invitation to you, coming directly into your home or wherever you might be, on our social media feeds, WJR.com, and of course 760 on the AM dial. This breakfast presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield Blue Care Network of Michigan. Tony Michaels has been with us all morning long. He is the Wizard of Oz and all of the excitement. Come on, Tony. And of course, the 94th America's Thanksgiving Parade presented by Gardner White, themed We Are One Together. In this parade, and we are honoring the frontline workers and heroes of the COVID-19 crisis in a parade that has been recognized as the best holiday parade by USA Today for a couple of years running. And certainly the governor of the great state of Michigan is proud of all of that, and it's a pleasure to welcome her back to the show, Governor Gretchen Whitmer. Good morning, Governor.
Good morning, Paul W. I'm glad to be with you.
Well, we're happy to have you here, and Tony Michaels is especially happy. But I know that when you got word of a parade during these pandemic times, you said, okay, Tony, you're going to have to sell me on this to make sure that it's safe for the people of Michigan, right?
Well, I always knew Tony Michaels and the Parade Company would be responsible partners and to ensure the safety of the people that they entertain every year. I mean, the Parade Company does such a beautiful job with America's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and I love our breakfast. I'm sorry we're not flipping pancakes together, but we are figuring out how to stay connected even if we can't come together safely.
Tony?
Yeah, I'll tell you, Governor, we have taken the regulations and everything, and we've literally taken them to a whole nother level. What you're going to see on Thanksgiving morning, this state is going to be really, really proud. And we thank you and Mayor Duggan and everybody working with us because we take this very seriously. We have to. And we're taping the bands next week. They're going to be fed into the broadcast with our great partners at WDIV and Marla Drutz. Limited people, boxed out. There's no spectators at all. There's no place to even stand. It is a television production jammed into the heart of downtown. And really this bubble and the people inside the bubble, our team, have gone from 3,000 to 700 and some over 1.5 miles. And they're all going to be temperatures taken, filling out forms. You can't get in our bubble unless you're approved to get in the bubble. So we are there to do the right thing. Thank you.
Yeah, good for you. And again, we're all proud of that fact that it's still going to happen. It is a wonderful tradition that now, because of the hard work of you and your people, it's going to happen. And with the blessings of the mayor, who we heard from earlier, Chief James Craig, and all the hardworking Detroit Police Department, the Wayne County Sheriff's Department, all of the people, the first responders, and to go from 3,000 people and still pull this off with about 700 people. But the reminder is, do not show up downtown thinking you're going to see a parade. It is virtual. Go to Channel 4. Early in the morning, we'll have a special program from, I think, 5:30 or 6 o'clock till 9, our pre-parade coverage. Of course, we'll have Lions football on WJR at broadcast time when the parade would be stepping off. So we hand it off to WOMC at that point. Meanwhile, Governor, you've got to be proud of the record number of voters that, in fact, turned out from Michigan and around the country. A record number of voters in spite of this pandemic and the early voting you guys brilliantly handled and got ahead of as Democrats as opposed to Republicans. We also are looking at a record number of COVID cases. How are we looking on this Friday morning about that?
Yeah, well, first, I do want to mention, the election. I mean, it was a relatively drama-free day here in Michigan. We had over 70% of our eligible voters cast their ballots, which is really remarkable. We haven't seen numbers like that since 1960. So it was a stunner, and I just give incredible credit to our Secretary of State, Jocelyn Benson, our Attorney General, Dana Nessel. They worked very closely with my office. We worked closely with all the clerks across the state, Republican and Democratic alike, got these ballots counted, and 30,000 volunteers who helped on the polling place. So it really was an amazing effort. And every morning that I wake up and we still don't know the national result, I think I'm glad Michigan was able to deliver pretty drama-free and have a successful election in the midst of this pandemic. All of that being said, we are posting some very disturbing COVID numbers, and that's why I'm so glad the parade company's taking it above and beyond to keep people safe. This pandemic is out of control in our country, and Michigan is no different than a lot of states, unfortunately. We were different for a long time. We had better numbers, but now the trajectory of our numbers, Dr. Caldoun mentioned yesterday, if we don't see dramatic decrease in these numbers and they stay on this trajectory, we could be losing 100 Michiganders a day by Christmas. It's devastating. Our hospital CEOs and systems are under stress. I had a conversation with the CEOs the other day. I know that our business leaders are very worried, as we all should be. So I am hopeful that we can, as a state, get our arms around this and take very seriously the protocols. We know what works. So the good thing is we're not back where we were in March and April, where we didn't know that a mask really is the most critical thing that we have. We didn't know how important it was to keep our physical distance. We know that now. So we have the knowledge. We have the PPE. We have better therapeutics, but we're fatigued, and we're going into the holiday season and flu season, and all of these things, I think, combine for what could be a really dangerous moment. That's why we've all got to step up our game.
At what point, Governor, would you have to take a look? We talked about this before. You have limited time that you were supposed to have the emergency powers that you had. We already know about the court case, the Supreme Court of State of Michigan, all of that. But I did ask a pertinent question, and that is, when can you start the clock again? I mean, has anyone talked about that? And given that thought, do you believe you have the power to introduce yet another shutdown since we came out of your emergency powers? How long before you could go back into having your proper gubernatorial powers to say, we're losing 100 people a day, here's what we're going to do now? Is that the point where you would do that?
I'm glad for the question, because I think it gives us an opportunity to clear some things up. That Supreme Court decision invalidated a law that's been on the books for 75 years. It certainly has created a lot of confusion, but we do still have a mask mandate in Michigan. The Department of Health and Human Services has epidemic powers that have the force of law. So there is still a mask mandate in Michigan. And I reiterate that because I know there are a lot of employers who are struggling with customers who maybe don't know that is still in fact the case. But I'd really like for the legislature to pass a mask mandate so that we show that this is not about partisanship. We have to get the politics out of this public health crisis and recognize that masking is something that's good for ourselves personally, it's good for our health systems that we all rely on, and it's good for our economy. So I do know that if we have to take steps backward, those epidemic powers of the Department of Health and Human Services are sufficient to move our state into that posture. However, it's always going to come down to the personal actions of individuals in our state, and that's why it'd be great if our leaders on a variety of fronts could embrace masking up and really encourage people to do it, because that remains the singular best tool that we have to keep COVID spread from growing out of control.
We've been saying it since by March, and we were told we were idiots for saying people should wear masks. Well, they were the idiots at the CDC and elsewhere. Be that as it may, what are you doing to make clear that the path to your office is indeed open to the legislature, who felt that they were shut out of conversations with you when you were making decisions that affect everybody in the state of Michigan?
I think a lot of that, unfortunately, was political talking points. I'm hopeful that now we've got an election behind us, maybe we can get out of campaign mode and get, a little more serious about being honest about the kind of communication that we've been having. I've been conducting quadrant meetings throughout this whole pandemic. You would think we'd never talked if you listened to just one side of the story. We've done quadrant meetings. We have held a meeting this week. I invited a number of legislators, both sides of the aisle, to listen in on our modeling call. I have a call today with the Speaker-elect Wentworth. So we are doing a lot of that outreach, and a lot of it's been going on throughout. The legislature could have taken action during this period of time, and they didn't. They waited until the Supreme Court weighed in, and now they've codified a number of my executive orders. I'm hopeful that a mask mandate of some sort, they don't need to go as far as I did. They can have that debate, but I do think it would be a powerful statement about the importance of this and why we all got to be in this together.
Tony, I know you're very thankful for the cooperation of the government, her office, her staff, her people to help you do this. And Governor, you'll be happy to know that Tony has saved an hour for the national television audience. And anytime the city of Detroit and the great state of Michigan can look good on national television, that's a good, positive thing for all of us.
Yeah, we've
absolutely.
Governor, we've just picked up, and we work on this syndication, and we do it at our cost. We want this city and this state to be on a national map, so we pay for all of that. And we just picked up Atlanta, Charlotte, and Austin, added to our 180 cities already. So it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And we're going to show people that in Detroit, in Michigan, we can do things really, really well. And everyone in that parade will have a mask, but it's very limited people, but everyone will have a mask.
And you're taking temperatures of all the workers.
Yes, we're going to have one entrance in. They're getting their temperatures taken, filling out the forms. And again, we're down from 3,000 people to just over 700, 800 people total over a mile and a half, all masked. And we're taking this beyond seriously. We need to shine. And that's what this is about. So thank you for everything. Thank you.
Well, we're all incredibly proud of America's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And this will be a year unlike anything we've ever imagined, but we can still do some of the things that make us feel good and connected this time of year. So I applaud your efforts, and I'm excited to watch the parade myself.
Great, thank you.
All right, Governor, thanks for joining us. Best of luck to you and whatever future endeavors you might have, he said and paused for effect. And we'll follow this along. I didn't ask. We'll follow this along. And thank you, Governor. And Tony Michaels staying with us as well at 8:19 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by Everstream, the business-only fiber network.
At Everstream, the business-only fiber network, we believe business deserves better. Everstream's full-service approach to business connectivity delivers the speed and reliability that businesses demand. Everstream, faster fiber, better business.
WJR Traffic and Weather first, Miss Dana Clark.
Slow ride 94 eastbound between West Grand Boulevard and 14th Street. Now WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel.
Skies clear, lots of sunshine in today's forecast. Milder weather coming in after a very mild 64 yesterday. Sunshine with a few clouds today, high 71. Tonight, some clouds, mild 46. Suburbs will be just a little cooler. Kick off the weekend Saturday, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunday, mostly sunny with a high near 70. From the Weather Channel, meteorologist Ray Stagicom, News Talk 760 WJR.
Tune into the Rich Paul Show Saturdays at 9 a.m.
Good morning, ladies.
Hi.
Good morning.
Morning.
I want to do a quick mic check on both of you. Mary, could you talk for me for just a little bit?
Yeah. Hi. Good morning.
Oh, you both sound great. Thank you. Hang on. We got a commercial break.
Hi, guys.
Hi, Tony.
Good morning, Tony.
Hi, Congressman. How are you?
Morning, Paul W.
Good morning, Congresswoman.
You guys match. You guys coordinate.
Red
Yeah.
for the holiday.
Yes, indeed. That's why I'm wearing my red as well.
You're
Mary-
so good. I didn't
Mary-
even think of that.
Very good. Very good to see you. Well, the one who looks the best is Clarice Michaels behind Tony's shoulder.
Yeah, well,
He looks great as
I
a
was trying to
distinguished
figure out how
clown.
She was in there.
yeah, she had to get in the show, guys. I mean,
Yeah, well, along with your smiling face, we've decided to take a picture of Tony's smiling face and use it to have as an inspiration every morning. His smile is contagious.
I'm getting text saying I'm voting for you for president. I'm like,
I've said to you that there are people writing to me saying, run Tony for president. Good luck, Tony. There's a very tough
Tony,
job.
I like you. I wouldn't ever say that.
It's hard for me. I hope we're still in a break, but it's hard for me to hear Congresswoman Dingell. I don't know what we can do about that, if anything. But
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now here's Paul.
well, we're excited about it. It's and this is the Pancake Breakfast we always have in advance of America's Thanksgiving Parade, presented by Gardner White, which will go on as a televised parade, a virtual event, just like this is a virtual event, just like the Ford fireworks was a virtual event. Tony Michaels, the president, CEO of the Parade Company, makes sure that these traditions, and a little line I learned from Congresswoman Debbie Dingell a long time ago was the importance of rituals and traditions. Used to say that every time we talked. You still say it?
Still say it all the time. We
All
need
right.
it now more than ever.
Well, I will say that we would like the ritual and tradition of a fair and honest election. That was the only shot I'm taking here about what's been going on. We would like to not see people nearly rioting at TCF Center to go in and do what legally they're supposed to do. And that's happening around the country, and I don't quite understand why. I mean, no one's given me a good reason why, but be that as it may.
And I just
We're going to
say
have the
that
parade.
You started it. There were, I'm not inside, but there were a lot of Republicans inside. That reason that those protesters weren't allowed inside is it was full. And those elections had monitors that had registered and were there. Let's try to break this. Pancake Breakfast is supposed to bring us together.
I know. It was my fault. I shouldn't have brought it up. But I couldn't help myself. Anyway, Mary Colors under her breath saying, what the heck am I doing?
No, I'm asking where are my pancakes? I
Yeah,
thought I was
really.
gonna
That's
get, like, pancakes
the right
delivered to my
question.
house.
That's the right question to ask. Come on, Tony. You handle this thing. How come you
You
didn't have
dropped the
pancakes
ball,
delivered?
Tony. Where are
I
my
did.
pancakes? I'm hungry.
I did. But can I tell you, this whole pancake breakfast was Debbie Dingell's idea. I sat on the board years ago when I was CEO of Elias Brothers, and Debbie said at a board meeting, we need something special 2 or 3 weeks before the event. And we created this, right, Deb?
We did.
Debbie's thought.
And you know what? I ordered pancakes, but then DoorDash just delivered them while we were on, so I can't show them to you.
Oh, that's too bad. I was thinking my husband makes great pancakes. I should have had him whip up a batch. I would have shared them virtually.
We're coming to the Color House. We're coming to the
Right,
Color House
exactly.
right at 9 o'clock. Mary Color is the president of the Ford Motor Company Fund and Community Services. And what a great time it is at Ford Motor Company. With all the new vehicles that are out, the happy employees, the Jim Farley era has begun. And it's a pun, but you're running on all cylinders right now at Ford Motor Company, Mary.
We
That
are.
makes
It's
me
an
excited.
exciting time. We have, as you noted, great products coming out, the new F-150, the Bronco, which, was incredibly well received. And of course, our vehicles are always on display, at the parade. We have 60 vehicles that are out there sponsored by the Southeast Michigan dealers. They pull the floats, they take folks around to where they need to be. And so we're incredibly proud to have been a part of this since 2011. It's just a great day, and I'm glad that we're able to move forward with it this year.
We couldn't do it without you, and the Ford fireworks and the Ford Hobnobble Gobble, which we weren't able to do, but we hope and pray we can do it next year. And we couldn't do any of this without Ford's involvement and sponsorship. And Mary Culler, you've stepped into this position as president of the Ford Motor Company Fund and Community.
This is my first pancake breakfast. That's why I'm sad I don't have pancakes.
Right.
I came into this role in January and then very quickly, ended up, doing most of the job virtually, which has been really interesting. But, our team at the Ford Fund is just incredible. The passion that our employees have to give back, even in a virtual way, is astounding. And, this year is going to be unique, right? We're going to have to be very creative about how we support the community in times of need. This is the time where we do virtual food drives, coat drives, other things. And we're going to have to continue to do that because this has been a tough year, as we all know.
We've got our Hunger Free in the D coming up the week of Thanksgiving. Tom Chilani, the Chilani Family Foundation, Tom and Vicky, Dario Bergamo. I mean, there's a lot of people helping a lot of people now more than ever when the need is greatest. And I'm sorry that Tony didn't figure out a way to I'm making you the ball guy. Tony didn't find a way to deliver pancakes. But I did learn something, that Debbie Dingle does not make pancakes herself. She orders them on DoorDash. So I know you're busy, Congresswoman, but let me ask you this other question. When was the last time you actually drove a car?
Oh, yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, I now we're in a little, some people don't like my being, I don't like to be staffed, which everybody knows. And people want me to be a little more careful, but I drive almost every day.
Oh my goodness, I'm shocked. All right, when was the last time you made pancakes?
Oh, I don't cook for myself, I'll tell you that. But don't you remember how bad I was? The governor made fun of my we're next to each other, and she made fun of how bad I was at making pancakes.
Well, in my book, you'll always make great pancakes, and I'm glad you're driving around, but be careful, as they say. And anything else, Debbie, you want to say before we let you go? Because we haven't let you talk too much, which is unusual.
I just want us all to come together. That's all. We're Americans. We're not red or blue. I wore red because it's the holidays, and we're got to all come together, and we all have to work at that LW.
You're absolutely right.
No more
words to live by, especially with these rituals and traditions that Tony Michaels has maintained and continued, and couldn't do it without the help of Ford Motor Company Fund and Community Services. And that means you, Mary Culler. I'm sorry your first pancake breakfast and your first parade, I guess.
But I'm as equally as bad a cook as Congresswoman Dingle, so maybe it's for the best I wasn't there.
Mary, thank you. We can't do this without you. And Ford is such a partner with the parade company, and this community thanks you, and they know it. It's so
well, thank all of our employees and everyone who supports, everything. And thank you, Congresswoman Dingle. And like I said, you guys look very festive. I didn't get the memo on the red, but I'll know for next year.
Believe me, when I get dressed at 4 o'clock in the morning, I don't even know what I'm putting on. But I'm glad it turned out to be red, and you've decided it's festive and for the holiday with Congresswoman Debbie Dingle and Mary Culler, president of the Ford Motor Company Fund and Community Services, as Tony Michaels, the president of the parade company, stays with us on WJR at 8:29.
This report is sponsored by Everstream, the business-only fiber network. At Everstream, the business-only fiber network, they believe business deserves better. Everstream's full-service approach to business connectivity delivers the speed and reliability that businesses demand. Everstream, faster fiber, better business.
Let's check it, our WJR traffic and weather first, and we do that with Dana Clark.
Construction this weekend could slow you down along 75. Both directions will shut down at 11 p.m. tonight between 8 Mile and 696. Those lanes will be closed, as I said, until 5 a.m. on Monday. You can take Woodward instead. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by Guernsey Farms Dairy. Guernsey's newly remodeled restaurant is now open for carry-out. Their dining room is open Wednesday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. Enjoy great food, drinks, and laughs, and visit their ice cream parlor and store for Guernsey's award-winning ice cream, milk, and lemonade. For more info, visit GuernseyFarmsDairy.com. Lots of sunshine expected the entire weekend. Today, mostly sunny, a high of 69. Tonight, few clouds, low 48. Sunshine, 48 degrees. I'm Dana Clark, WJR News with Dick Hafner in 1 minute.
WJR and the Chilani Family Foundation have launched Hunger Free in the D, a 3-week matching gift campaign to support the Capuchin Soup Kitchen and Gleaners Community Food Bank. Our goal is to provide 500,000 meals to struggling families during the holidays. And now the Chilani Family Foundation will match up to $200,000 now as we prepare for...
Good morning, Derek. You are muted. Let's unmute you here. There we go. We just want to do a quick mic check. Can you talk for me a little bit?
Yes. Good morning. How are you?
Very, very good. I'm going to put Very good. I'm going to put Cindy in here. And Cindy, you do seem to be muted and your camera is off. You should have some icons there at the bottom of your screen.
Right. I'm in my car, so I'm going to have my microphone, but I'm not going to have my camera on.
Understood. Understood. Great. We'll leave you in just as you are here. On the other side of the commercial break. Stand by.
Thank you.
Oh, they can see that. Can we move the
His best-selling truck. So
Yeah, all
let's
that.
help you
Right there.
choose and accessorize the right F-150 for you. Bill Brown Ford Livonia, proud to be your F-150 dealer.
This report is sponsored by Compassion International.
We're all feeling the weight of COVID-19, but for kids in poverty around the world, things are becoming desperate. Join Compassion International and provide for a family in poverty. Make your one-time $40 gift. Text HOPE to 83393.
South Carolina Republican Senator Lindsey Graham says the White House will provide a presentation this weekend to other Republicans in the Senate detailing the claims of voter fraud by the President Trump campaign.
The allegations of wrongdoing are earth-shattering. It makes the Carter Page warrant application look on the up and up. So Senate Republicans are going to be briefed by the Trump campaign Saturday, and every Senate Republican and House Republican needs to get on television and tell this story.
None of the Trump legal challenges have been gaining traction. A Michigan Court of Claims judge dismissed the lawsuit in Michigan. A judge in Georgia did the same thing. Both cite lack of evidence. Biden has pulled ahead of Trump in Georgia as the last absentee votes are being counted. Georgia has 16 electoral votes. Here's what President Trump said about his accusations of fraud.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us. If you count the votes that came in late, we're looking at them very strongly, but a lot of votes came in late.
Joe Biden is urging patience as he waits for the final tallies in Delaware. Supporters of President Trump plan a couple more events outside the TCF Center. They say their poll challengers were denied access to watching the ballot counting. The governor slams Republicans in the state legislature. She still wants them to pass some sort of a mask requirement for Michigan. The governor has been assured that plans for a TV and virtual Thanksgiving parade will be COVID safe.
We are figuring out how to stay connected even if we can't come together safely.
Governor, we have taken the regulations and everything, and we've literally taken them to a whole nother level. What you're going to see on Thanksgiving morning, this state is going to be really, really proud. And we thank you and Mayor Duggan and everybody working with us because we take this very seriously. We have to.
That's the governor with Tony Michaels of the Parade Company on with Paul W. this morning. The October payrolls plus 638,000 in the private sector for October. On Wall Street, the Dow futures have been down, but those jobs payroll addition pictures will perk up the Dow. Right now, the futures are edging upward. I'm Dick Hafner, WJR News. More coming up with Paul W.
Paul W. Smith here to invite you to a very special virtual event. If you're suffering with neck, back, or sciatic pain and want to avoid surgery, join me and my special guest, Dr. Saul Kogan, for our virtual In the Boardroom event Thursday, November 12th. If your neck, back, or sciatic pain is due to a herniated, degenerative, or bulging disc, you'll want to join us from the comfort of your home. Drugs, therapies, epidurals, and new pain lasers are designed to only treat your pain, but they're not designed to treat your disc problem. The Disc Institute has a proven solution to solve your pain and the bad disc that's causing it. Learn about how the Disc Institute's high-tech, pain-free, non-invasive treatment can stop your pain without surgery. Join us Thursday, November 12th at 10 a.m. live online for this special virtual event that can change your life. The event is complimentary but limited, so everyone can have time to ask questions. To pre-register and pre-qualify, call 586-416-3472. That's 586-416-DISC. 586-416-DISC.
2020 took a different path than we expected, but it definitely didn't slow our pace. Planet M has helped private and public entities work together to advance the future of mobility technology along a challenging course. Working together has been the key to staying on the right path. So whether you're just getting started or already an industry leader, Planet M is your connection to Michigan's mobility ecosystem and our future. If you're ready to make a move with your business, see how we can help at planetem.com/pure-partnership.
Hi, it's Frank Beckman. The Salvation Army of Metro Detroit has always been there for people in need. This year, that need is greater than ever. Help rescue Christmas for the thousands of Metro Detroiters who rely on the Salvation Army for food, shelter, utility assistance, and other critical social services. Enlist in Love's Army with a monthly $25 gift at salmish.org or text the word GIFT, G-I-F-T, to 24365.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, here's Paul.
Well, in our final half hour, virtually and at WJR.com, our WJR Facebook page, the other social media platforms, and of course, the good old-fashioned 760 on the AM dial. We are standing by for, I'm hearing a little noise here. Maybe that's us trying to connect with Cindy Paskey. Of course, Cindy is president and CEO of Strategic Staffing Solutions. They have their Disco Dogs and Cool Cats float. They're sponsoring, once again, the S3 Turkey Trot to be virtual this year. And the other gentleman joining us here, I got to put this on. I don't know if he can see. This is... do you see, Derek, what this is?
I do, Paul.
You see this hat? Don't you ever... You please be sure to tell my dear friend Ray Scott that I had my Lear hat on. I just don't look good in these hats, but in any hat. But my Lear hat for Derek Mitchell, Chief Diversity Officer at Lear Corporation, with Team Scott, Ray Scott, and the whole team there. And, well, heck, Frank Orsini, Shannon Barron. I'm going to see Erica Kreiderman and Katja Pruitt a little later today doing some little recording work with the good folks at Lear. How are you, Derek? And how are things overall from your standpoint at Lear Corporation?
Oh, my God, I am fantastic. First of all, Paul W., let me tell you what an honor it is to be talking to you this morning. As a product of the city of Detroit, I've listened to you forever. You are an absolute institution, and I'm excited about the opportunity to talk to you this morning. I was born here, I was raised here, I was educated here, and now I've had, for the past 16 years, I've had the honor of working with a fantastic company in Lear Corporation here. So thank you for allowing me to join you this morning.
I'd like to announce for the first time ever that Derek Mitchell will be on my show every morning from this day forward. And Tony, Lear Corporation right in there too. I loved their float when they introduced it. I think it was just last year, the Focus on the Drive float.
Yes, sir.
And I'll say, Derek, God bless you for that, because if I recall correctly, when we're actually able to be there at the parade company, and we're looking forward to the new location when you get that all done. But that float really focuses in on trying to defeat something that's so controllable and yet something that's so dangerous, and people still do. They get involved in distracted driving. And Lear Corporation, with that float called Focus on the Drive, has focused on that big problem. And I salute you for that. That's a big deal, Derek.
Thank you so much, Paul W. Yes. When it comes to distracted driving, every day in the United States, 9 people are killed by a distracted driver. 50% of our teens are involved in crashes by distracted driving. So what Ray Scott did, our fantastic president and CEO, is he kicked off a campaign to say, let's do something about it. And that's what our float is all about. It's about educating family, educating friends, educating the community about distracted driving. And you know, when I was driving here this morning, I was thinking about what I wanted to say, and I had to remind myself, listen, you're going to talk about distracted driving. You cannot be distracted driving while you're talking about distracted driving, but it's so easy to do. And the key is for us to just focus and recognize that you can put your cell phones down. You can put your thoughts around what you need to do for the day down. And what you really need to do is just focus on the drive. And that's the name of our flow.
Derek Mitchell, you just said an awful lot of important things, and I appreciate the honesty because it is difficult. And you know how I say, make each and every day count, each day as a gift? People thank me for that, and they say that reminded me, and I had to rethink my thought. I have to remind myself.
Yes.
You know, I'm only human, and Tony, with that big smile, although Clarice says you have that smile on your face all the time, even when you're sleeping. So maybe you're not a good example.
Derek, I've got to tell you, Lear means the world to the parade company, the parade, and everything we do. And I remember when we built that float, we were handed a job and said, can you come up with this, a creation based on driving? And we sat down and we did a think tank. And then I went to Dan Yessian, who Paul knows. We wrote a song together about distracted driving, and it's Not in My Car. We had the choir sing it, which is in the parade again this year. And it matters, you matter, and the message is amazing. So just know what you mean to the parade company and what your message means to the city of Detroit and our state.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely
Tony.
right.
That song is incredible. You know, it is No, Not in My Car. And that's sung by the Detroit Academy of Arts and Sciences, DAAS. And they did a fantastic job. And they were sitting in their phenomenal Lear seats as they were singing and reminding us to just focus on what that drive looks like and get away from distracted driving. And because of social distancing, they won't be singing this year. However, those that tune in, you'll be able to see the performance last year. And those young men and women that were singing that song was absolutely fantastic. So I'm just proud to be a part of what Lear Corporation is doing, what you're doing, Tony, and connecting to you, Paul W. This is an incredible event.
Well, it is indeed, and we couldn't do it without people like you at Lear and Ray Scott and you, Derek, and all the people that you represent there at a great corporation that has continued to be so important in Michigan. I am told Cindy Paskey is actually there. So, Cindy, the 38th Annual Strategic Staffing Solutions Turkey Trot will take place as a virtual race. It's not going to be downtown. Participants can choose to run or walk of their favorite routine. Good morning to you. Thanks for your support in all these years, 38th annual now, and you've been supporting it for a very long time. Tell us, Cindy, how people can participate in this Strategic Staffing Solutions Turkey Trot.
Well, thank you, and good morning, everybody.
Well,
and of course, we're on.
There she is.
Can you hear me? Yeah. So, good morning.
Yeah.
We're honored to sponsor the Turkey
I can
Trot.
now. Yeah.
And we go online, fill out your forms. We've got great medals. We've got great shirts. Make your own course. We'll track you. We've got some teams that are going to do the virtual Turkey Trot in Lithuania. We've got a team in Buenos Aires. So we're taking the S3 Turkey Trot International, and raising money, of course, to support the Michigan Humane Society, and also to support the mounted unit from the Detroit Police Department. So benefits good causes, tied with animals, goes along with disco dogs and cats, and we'll make sure you have great medals and great T-shirts, right, Tony?
Absolutely. And Paul, I've got to tell you, what Cindy and her team do for the parade company is unbelievable. But then you think about what they do for everything in the city of Detroit.
Oh, yeah.
Cindy Paskey is, amidst all in Detroit, hands down. And Cindy, thank you. We can't do this stuff without you, and without Liam, without everybody that was on today. So
Let's not forget with Cindy, for example, and her float Disco Dogs and Cool Cats, which
Yes.
you'll see on the broadcast.
Right.
But Cindy was one of those business leaders who made it possible for her employees to get a bonus of some sort. I don't remember exactly what it was, Cindy, but in order to get people into Detroit. People forget that we used to say, no one will come downtown Detroit till there's something down here for them to come down for. And we would say, well, no one's going to build grocery stores and other things downtown Detroit unless there are people to come to them. So It was a standoff. And Cindy, you and others, and I can't name them all right now, created an atmosphere where your employees could come and inhabit and live and love and play and stay, as Dan Gilbert would say, right in the city of Detroit. I'm never going to forget that. And I thank you for that and everything else you've done. Thank you, Cindy.
so
Cindy, 38th Annual Strategic Staffing Solutions. And to Derek Mitchell, a Chief Diversity Officer at Lear Corporation with a great, great team and their float, Focus on the Drive. Derek, I don't know how many lives you've saved because of that, but you have saved lives by reminding us through that float and elsewhere to focus on the drive. Thank you, Derek. God bless you.
Thank you, Paul W.
We're going to continue, Tony, and we're going to prove that I was not having an episode when I said, Ann, the Mayor Dennis Archer is trying to reach us, and she thought, oh, man, he's off the rails. He's driven off the road. It's Mayor Mike Duggan. No, we had Mayor Mike Duggan, but we're going to have Mayor Dennis Archer at his request coming up in just a moment at 8:47 on WJR.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner. These may be uncertain times, but what is certain is that every family needs a reliable thermometer. Protect your family with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, the only home thermometer used and recommended by hospitals, physicians, and clinics. Stay safe with Exergen.
Let's check out our WJR traffic and weather first. Dana Clark.
696 eastbound after the Lodge accident blocks a left lane. Now, WJR Weather first from the Weather Channel, sponsored by the National Electrical Contractors Association, NECA, and IBEW Local 58. Put the expertise and skill of NECA signatory contractors and IBEW electricians to work on your commercial, public, industrial, or residential construction project. Safety and proper PPE use matter more than ever. Start safe, stay safe. Visit poweringmichigansfuture.com.
Continue to push the clear sky around and the mild weather. Boy, what a mild weekend we've got coming up. Lots of clear sky this morning and just a few clouds around with sunshine throughout the day with a high of 71. Tonight, some clouds, low 46. Tomorrow, sunny, 70 degrees. Sunday, sunny with a high near 70. From the Weather Channel, I'm meteorologist Ray Stagik on News Talk 760 WJR.
Tune into the Rich Paul Show.
Good morning, folks.
Good morning. Hey there, Curtis Paul. Thanks for the great job you've been doing juggling all these folks today.
Thank you, sir. It's been a great show. Let's do a quick mic check. Wendy, can you talk for me?
Good morning. Glad to be here.
You sound great. How about Faye?
Good morning. Pleasure to be here.
Very good. And Dennis?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. That didn't quite work.
Mr. Mayor, can you hear us?
Uh-oh. It looks like he froze.
He's moving just a little.
A little bit.
Mr. Mayor, can you hear us? Move over to your, I don't know if that's his left or right. There we go. Back on camera.
Oh, and you're on mute. He's on mute.
Let's see if I can unmute him. No, he's muted himself.
You have to, how do I say?
It looks like Ann is on the phone with him. Let's give that a moment.
No one will be able to read this. Unmute. Let my people go.
He's frozen too.
Yeah, he's frozen and muted. Well, listen, Faye, you
Yes.
weren't around with this. It's so nice to see you and Wendy as well. You weren't around, but earlier, with everything's going on in front of me here, I get a message from Mayor Dennis Archer saying, "How do I get in on this?" And of course, I can't answer him in the middle of all this. So I say, to Ann, you need to reach out to Mayor Dennis Archer. He wants to come on. And she thought I had lost my marbles and had a stroke or something. And because the mayor, Mike Duggan, was coming up next. And she thought I was like flipping out. And I said, no. I know Mayor Duggan's coming up, but Mayor Archer wants to come on. And so I forwarded her the email. The fact that I could do that while I'm on StreamYard is amazing in itself.
Absolutely.
Because I'm not very good at this. Good to see you.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to lose the mayor now?
We're working on it. I'm on the line with him right now. He's connected, but it's kind of one of those staticky. All right, let me try him again. It's a staticky connection, so it's just the web. The internet's a little shaky. So stand by here.
He may have the city set up for him back when he was mayor. No, I'm kidding. We didn't have the internet back when he was mayor, did we?
And that's truly back in the day, right?
He's got a wind-up computer anyway, so
You're bad.
Boy, oh boy. Well, we're going to be back, I think, shortly.
Okay.
And looking forward to it and appreciate.
We're here to invite you to a very special virtual event. If you're suffering with neck, back, or sciatic pain and want to avoid surgery, join me and my special guest,
lip-syncing my own commercial,
for our virtual In the Boardroom event Thursday, November 12th. If your neck, back, or sciatic pain is due to a herniated, degenerative, or bulging disc, you'll want to join us from the comfort of your home. Drugs, therapies, epidurals, and new pain lasers are designed to only treat your pain, but they're not designed to treat your disc problem. The Disc Institute has a proven solution to solve your pain and the bad disc that's causing it. Learn about how the Disc Institute's high-tech, pain-free, non-invasive treatment can stop your pain without surgery. Join us Thursday, November 12th at 10 a.m. live online for this special virtual event that can change your life. The event is complimentary but limited, so everyone can have time to ask questions. To pre-register and pre-qualify, call 586-416-3472. That's 586-416-DISC. 586-416-DISC.
Welcome back to a virtual edition of the Parade Company's Pancake Breakfast on WJR. This morning, the Paul W. Smith Show is sponsored by Blue Cross Blue Shield of Michigan. Now, here's Paul.
And nice to know that, in fact, this virtual 2020 Pancake Breakfast, as are the regular ones as well, are presented by Blue Cross Blue Shield, Blue Care Network of Michigan. And we've had a great lineup of people with us, just as we would if we were at the Pancake Breakfast, only even better if you think about it, because we could invite everybody, all of our WJR listeners, as we've done virtually online, and WJR.com and our Facebook page, as well as on the radio. And Tony Michaels, the president, CEO of the Parade Company, doing a great job with us. And again, Tony, I know you'd agree, without Wendy Jackson, managing director of the Kresge Foundation. Good morning, Wendy.
Good morning.
And without Faye Alexander Nelson, director of the Michigan programs of the W.K. Kellogg Foundation, we'd be in a world of hurt, wouldn't we, Tony?
Absolutely, Paul. And I just want to tell a very quick story, if I can. I got a call from Faye Nelson a long time ago, and she said, "Tony, I'm going to the Kellogg Foundation, or I am there. And we want to do something real special. We want to be part of the parade." So we go through the whole process, but then she hits me with another surprise and said, "We want to team up with Kresge and Wendy and really get this word hope and all these great things. When you see the float and when you see this product that's come out of this, kids and families are going to feel something so special." So thank you, Faye, and thank you, Wendy. Really cool.
Together in this year's parade. The name of the float and the theme. And Faye Nelson, I've known you the longest, and you've been around a long while, and you've helped us with our golf tournament and everything else, and now helping 55,000 kids a year with the Classic. It's just nice to see you. It's been a long while, and I hope that you're loving doing what you're doing with the Kellogg Foundation.
Oh, I am loving it. It's so important, the work that we do. Children is our focus, children and families and equitable communities. And so it's just so important to be able to to be part of such a wonderful effort. And I'm so happy too to be with my partner in crime, friend Wendy Jackson with the Kresge Foundation. We work together, we collaborate on so many different initiatives, and Hope Starts Here is one of them.
Yes, Wendy Jackson, you have a very important position as well, because if it isn't the Kellogg Foundation doing something good, it's the Kresge Foundation doing something good in Detroit. And if you both do good work, putting yourselves together means you're doing great work.
Yes, this partnership has been so special to our work in Detroit, and joining with my friend Faye and the Friends of the W.K. Kellogg Foundation on such a really historic effort to support young children in the city. And now this project with the Parade Company and getting this message of hope out here in a time when there were days when it was not certain we had enough. So we're really excited to join forces with Kellogg and work on this project, as well as the Parade Company.
God bless you for that. And Mayor Dennis Archer, I'm happy to say, is connected via phone. Mr. Mayor, it was great to hear from you. I was surprised, frankly, this morning in the midst of all this. So I'm sure it's something important you want to leave us with to close out the show. Good morning, Mr. Mayor.
Good morning, Paul W. I want to leave everybody in the listening, in the streaming, and on radio to understand how important what Tony Michaels, Dan Lebnow, Bob Riney, and all of the sponsors mean to the city of Detroit and to the children and big children like you and I and others, how much that parade means to the city of Detroit. And for it to be virtual and to come up with an idea with Mayor Duggan weighing in and everybody working together, the governor, everybody making a big difference, so that on Thanksgiving, the parade will be there, and it will be such an important symbol for the city of Detroit to keep up its image, and the image that the Parade Company has earned is just invaluable. I want to just thank everybody. It really makes a big difference. As a former mayor, as a person who enjoyed the parade, as a person who took both of our sons, Dennis and Vincent, to the parade, etc., Trudy and I, it's a very important institution. And there's nothing like handing Santa Claus the key to the city, as I did every year that I was in office.
Thank you so much, Mayor Archer. Thank you. It's a team, and it's sponsors and government and everybody coming together to make something like this happen under this pandemic situation. And we're just proud to be able to deliver it to everybody. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you.
At a time like this, Mr. Mayor, it couldn't have been better having you call in. There's something soothing about hearing Dennis Archer's voice at a time like this in our country. We are reminded of some of the great leaders that the current leaders have built upon. Some of them not so much. So Mayor Dennis Archer, God bless you for being a part of this community still, and all that you did before that has mattered still to this day to all of us. Let me ask you one last question.
Yes, sir.
If you married Judge Judy, you'd have a lot more money, but you wouldn't have the happiness you have with Judge Trudy. How's she doing?
And she's doing excellent. She's just continuing to sort of give back to the city, being involved in different organizations and contributing. And she is enjoying herself, and especially our two grandchildren that we see on a regular basis and enjoy watching them grow up.
Beautiful. Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Wendy Jackson.
No, thank you, Paul W. You've made a big difference.
Wendy Jackson, Managing Director of the Kresge Foundation. Faye Alexander Nelson, Director of Michigan Programs, WK Kellogg Foundation. And of course, Tony Michaels, the Wizard of Oz, and the President of the Parade Company, President and CEO. I clearly need a vacation, so I'm taking it. I will be back with you for a few days. I am not going to watch television or listen to the radio or read a newspaper, and I'm going to be a lot healthier because of that. God bless you. Stand by for news and the Frank Beckman Show. Regards, Paul W. Smith.
Thank you, Frank.
This